In the brand new month live on ETV Live on Happy 98.9 FM, we're happy to welcome you to today's edition of the show. It's a Friday morning. I know Fridays how they are. We sit here and we have meaningful conversations, but with a very light touch, discussing issues of national interest and most importantly, and most of the times to do with our health. And so today, we're happy to welcome you to the show. I'm hoping that this brand new month will bring us good things, and this brand new month will put new songs in our mouths, and we'll be able to look back and see where God picked us from and where He is taking us to, regardless of all that happened in the past month of March. Charlie, but March next year, it took a while. I'm hoping that April behaves differently, and that within just a split second, a blink, April, we are done with it, and then May comes and my best month surfaces. But that's just on a lighter note. And I pay me bon pie so nyankopon be die anim kai ene ya hyeda foforo ase ewo eye new month no emomenim so nyankopon adom nti bibia ebeko nkan menim so nyankopon adom nti watoto enoma ewo month yi mu a de ye hwehwe nyina no wono onyankopon obema no ede abamu nti na pay me mu akwaba na me bo me din acho your family Sammy Asian. Sammy Akopem na idea. ACP retired Victor Tando at the road, city tidbits no ever if you are the headlines of the newspapers no at so. Yeah, the sports updates ever man for proud to that no na yeah the a year in social media and come amount for aid social media and trending issues no yeah the and some abre at the four. And then we'll do a lot of reading on the Happy Morning Show. I'll be joined by some beautiful guests and we'll do some reading live on the show. And I encourage you to stay with us while by this and come on weighing in on somebody ever con ACP retired Victor Tando Edin Como, not the road, city to bits no, or the other. And you welcome back to the Happy Morning Show. I'm also saying ACP retired Victor Tando Edin Como pay no the road, city to bits no, at the other. ACP on the place of Makwaba.
Major audition.
Now, in Pombo there.
Yamiadum boss, but
yo, where you and cry and yes, it mean from director Kwame Damte.
I must put that
Waba.
Yamisa.
Also Waba. And he mean you as to trace Waba, no share ho.
Mate.
Yo,
my form war happy FM, Momo, any Mojuma Pa, Moody Edibua Momai, a swing, a centimeter or Dumpoja, Uncle Soren come on. Don't cost in Tremusium, don't cost in Kitney, so and Tremor. A tip for Mutage Media and a pay Mamunina. My mama chan this shit and my message media case is so happy FM 98.9. And I pay any idea boss, Emma, Sami Eshon, and a Jomo. All my body is Dominic Bene Isaac Ade, Justice Nati, Sefa, Dankwa, Raymond Nyamado, Ewra Fatisha Ebu Ali, Pastor Thomas, and a director of Kojina Home Takraba. Kwame Damte. John, so be will be also yes, you want to pay. Example, Ediam, so near the year or near the or Ben put to me a blessing a cop. And they ye feel of Forusio, but some and 9 April of Forusio, but and then ye flashy. Kaka, the cock would do Cotinima, say a cop mate. Ediam, that's what young say. Ready again to see a Miss Ramon. Omian who say, I don't dear. And the woman retired police from Kimbomoy. You church, I want to pay them by grace. So we are alive. I am not any that's so educate aspect, and that's what they can come. Yeah, they am say, which are upon a tier for near the year to do, or near the year. That was a more connection. If my mamma and I pay. CMB drivers, Mr. Munyanara, or Dan and Coco Station in another. Tudu Station, Flower drivers, Mr. Mungala, good morning. Pet 7 drivers, Mr. Munyanara, then 10 Madina driver for Mr. Munyanara, Kufo Dia, GPI to Protua, Kulukuli, one of the drivers. I greet you all, Yaminkamo. As a man can say, GPI to Protua, no Kamunyanara, Mamunyanati, Penny, right, only a more. Mamunyana Penny Koto, Chamunara. And some drivers are more golf filling station, the cheap GPI to new program, Mamunati and Opinion, and come on. These are only anti biba me mamu nyina sia no pay mo ne brodo tonfo ni nyina la ya me enka mo ho sare me aso ne edi ni yeduto ne edi ni yeduto na e ka se na se na stefata abusafo ya kwa so de o ha no eda so ho mesre regional MTTD commander superintendent ura apia ase juma wudi no kwan so no esoni enkenka efi old Kingsway Ekosi railway station ho Ekokosi old UTC awode down ho Kantemanto ho no mo ne ene unam ho ahomachien no pe yete wo se traffic na eko hey mo boduma mo nyire mo ho adan me ba MTU ya de mo so ho nyina se ka ba frenchi ho ne nyina no eye macho no nko a enti eduapa na wo ye nemom mesre ade ba ko aka drivers tutuo no a emi nwanwa te be no sia ne fa edi ko no so esum ewom na odasani kura car ehon so tuntum aba bi onam no street light is in go no so me so light acho bi kura na u gina na so me tiesim o fi wo mero ma u hu hwe baka se wo sim pela pe hey can I also ebe too much ebe you dey did drivers before private car for before for you now before na ebe say emran say light must be put on within sunset and sunrise off sunset on sunset ye memo be no share na ewia no ko ewiem sakra be no num ni fa na ewia no ko enti oto na no sia ko bo no so na so kania dia let's enti we the MTT before over to you penny Joe like we be am sure na pay over to you MTT before over to you pa mama mani nko sa de no mo yi operation kakra de tintin be mienu miensa enye central Accra nko a mo mra chimota mo fa be ka fam ho enko si kaneshi mo fa ho na mo maduma pa na driver for no say kania no so a ento max enyo hwe enso mra no say so one so dia ene mra no so ene o ebedi o me hwe na wo nyina yen tutu ni so bitini aboa yen so na say ni hwe roads e wo Ghana ha you single carriageway you dual carriageway it's a double road you multiple train lanes ni nyina ihuni na no a na bi to say single carriageway which mean U10 and when it does so awoko na be no be U10 quantum pom na obi U10 na obi U10 say ahomete nihu obi hu so a onti ase yenye U10 ewo main road ekwankitu bi ho na akomane ho no was a so betimi adan ho no be quantum pom no mo but quantum pom de yenye U10 and baby a U10 no kra no no it is a ashesudie esi ho na car nketwa na etimi yesa U10 no tabia no o car no so a enya dia betimi akọ onimu na sambu ochi debi ebe sa no koko dru na about to be a wakoda ho na se so be si ko baby ana se kwanketwa bi da ho ano amane ho akọ se obetimi nya baby ada ho mo a no be si kwantipo na main road there we don't do U10 on the main road we gina mom ye hia ne mfenante na na me kidi bi se enokwe ni asema ya pa ba ko so be bi na for be ye na be ka se obi hu ya uhu de ya uhu eden ya me hu ya de se pen kasemo etumi nyina hia ne ye da se ye ne ya ebe boa me na boa nyina la ebe boa ama ekwan so etumi ajo e de amaye be so do foja onke ho na ofolisi busumi odi ewura mu happy etiefo eja no fie eja no ni onye fo ha no boni usuo bia na djuma pa bia resi ni so no onhira so man etiefo se eja na do ne pa edwada ye besan hia
And welcome back. I'm to say your day headlines on the newspapers no every other 4 and a pay. You ain't talking for headlines no. And welcome back to the Happy Morning Show. And as I say, your day headlines on the newspapers no every other 4 and a pay. So I'm hoping that your new month has started well, and this new day brings you good things. Fatih Shawali Elmichan, National Room Yamado, and so Elmichan. Get the headlines no every other 4 and a pay. Wait. Good morning.
Good morning, Sammy.
Bibia Ededin.
Yamiado.
Yeah, Twaswa, Fatih, morning.
I don't know, maybe share trends now, Hammy. Morning.
Bibia Ededin.
Yamiado.
Edewadi Asin. We number 70 proposal, Bibro.
Fatu na
Proposal, medical amount hint off air. But my name is Emma Kukudru, is a mechanical air.
Udeka can assess it.
What the India?
No, Sammy.
This month,
no,
my name is a month in the bay.
Say,
be able to say match the end of the answer.
I didn't tell last 2 weeks, last week in Nano, Oba, what you go see about. What do you so share? Kosiaba on hot water. Nende 1st April. With me 200 Ghana to was some munje watching 150 Ghana amount. Maintain say
hey, oh yeah, oh. Me me feel cafe dia basket this is here.
No abeding.
Obeka combination say is it here. Say we do 50 Ghana na.
And this is
Maintain say we 200 CD notes.
Cafe basket na.
And now walk Bangkok.
Wako Bangkok.
Samino, wako Bangkok kana.
Hey, Fatiano.
Fationgo. Oda dia ye dia and Sami ako Bangkok dia and asida kese ebeko ama chairman. Ambassador Edward Boatiano pe bibia obi ano asida kese nkoma.
Charlie
Senior Nyabutre ma menchia wie. Senior CEO ankasa Mr. Edward Ernest Boatin ono ankasa nche bia no me the ambassador be bon ho ama na ono so wagine nti Mr. Ernest Boatin anope nti akese e koma na asida akese so na koma too fast Mr. Edwin Amankwa enim say wankasa wagine mu
no say shuffling be
tisi ano ye chiawa anope na asida akese e koma say anope die o ma Sami Sresre was set asida akese mu eni ejuma mo boama HMS fund no.
I think the senior finance minister ever say or widen the net of the tax net. No?
Yeah. One audition.
HMS fund now say the widen net.
One audition.
To see another day. I think say my future your future.
Also then.
My future your future.
Ah well. Say your friend is saying knowledge is power.
Yes. We will know how to maneuver.
No. Ube knowledge now. Who makes me the akopesika.
You try to go so.
Me na me ka read. Ube read ama wanga so we say yes. Who read?
I remember Douglas Boate, baby Obiano. Your channel, we are considering.
When you're ready, so basically, I'm back. I'm going to say,
"Oh, so what board this one? The man conditions say how they want me by book.
What's happening now with the person me propose nipa back for consideration.
For consideration onto the board.
Me did know to her now. Your cocoa cosa na ya. Okay. Martin Ankra. Me didn't dia to. Wo the bedroom with today, but me didn't dia to.
No.
Sammy akọ say ho dada.
Martin Ankra there. Oh, I know fire boy. I say so na fire boy for then they pay. Yeah, then they pay. Until the uniform. You need to pay. Okay. The beer, the man is a nice computer and a coffee. No. I'm not coffee. I'm to watch you.
Okay, no problem. But Mr. Amankwa no pay mama chiano. O mama special will be mama special. Yeah, but mama special will be through submission. Until too fast, I no pay 2,000 no mesaka.
And then me chiamo. Me dance.
Dada Damasi.
Dada Damasi. Hey, you go. I say, Benya Kuya no power say.
Ghanaian Times, Anope say, danger looms over old foreign ministry building. NADMO demands its immediate demolition. We a big story about front page of the Ghanaian Times. Sami, asema NADMO diabano. Sa building no ankasa wo.
The old one.
Mini building no.
They were
Tema Station.
Yeah, Tema Station.
Building we mini building we. Building no. Structurally, no, it's in an so far. It's in an so because
it's a tomb,
it's a tomb.
Yeah,
but it's in an so only here. If you are not the partition building in wood, the building is here, no wood in an share. But a band of concrete work now, it's in an so didn't. It's a say a bay drigu, say to cave in an abibino, and yen. There 100 years. I'm sure I'm with Jesse.
The heat from the fire, could cause the chemicals in the no.
So I mean, say, we ankasano. The man is sheets and a sheet and a paper. Maybe I started sheet on a paper in quite a go. True. Honor model on fast in the papers, she. But building ankasano, the base no, the kita building ankasa free form bar, there's a fourth floor no. As I mean, with the upper, if you show now, Rubeco. Unye engineer.
Yes.
But structurally, you know, we bet me a test building.
Well, so details will story anymore. We'll find out why. Okay.
President assents to e-levy act. New tax expected to take off in May. Government to introduce vehicle financing scheme. President on this assembly about Lawrence Tete decorated with highest Hungarian award. Nina A and Sema paper no ediaba. Driver jailed 20 years for impregnating daughter. Oh, when you know A and Sema Ewaha want to miss Gabra defamation case. Judgment on June 30. Supreme Court ruling cause of stalemate in Parliament. Speaker Alban Bagbin and all this assembly Atuja. Ghana received 44.7 million grant from EU, France to build irrigation infrastructure in the north. Israeli government to help Ghana address fertilizer challenges.
Ghana receives what? Grant?
44.7 million euro grant from EU, France to build irrigation infrastructure in the north. Tibia we be going to one district, one dam in irrigation. Also, our Ghanaian Times Dufour slams government for passage of e-levy. Goldfields pays 86.7 million Ghana cedi dividend to government. Passage of Companies Act to help reduce corruption. Attorney General. Joint SNIT scheme to secure your future. Chief Actuary to informal sector workers. Worldwide Healthcare donates to Upper East Region children with disabilities. ECOWAS court to deliver judgment in Ijapa deal July. Final story Bremo from the Ghanaian Times and OPC. Suspension of Passion Air Accra to Ho route creates discontent, and a Lebanese community awards 55,400 Ghana cedi scholarship to 5 GIJ students. Nenina A and Sema Oko Ghanaian Times Moa Obetumi Akai.
Daily Guide. Nana signs e-levy into law. NDC MPs fight Parliament staff. We had quorum, says Bagbin. Tetenete punches Atu Asian. President opens Nissan assembly plant. And no honum. Other stories Albania essay. NDC MPs fight Parliament staff. Which Supreme Court? A questioner editorial no. Bisa Saso and prisoners hide we in Enos. Ministry clarifies road project. Motor mechanic jailed for robbery. U.S. to release 1 million barrels of oil. Putin threatens gas supplies over rubble payment. Saso and Kenya's top court blocks divisive constitutional reform. Kenyan police filmed ejecting driver from car and no honum. Other stories so Ubenyaka essay. Agenda 111 preparations on course. 19 drug peddlers caged. CK Tidam University ready to tackle rare diseases. Let eschew litigation. chief bi na eka saa so na EU commissioner meets Ghanaian entrepreneurs. Kenyan delegation understudies petroleum downstream regulation. E-levy transactions to be affected. List no enyina ewo honom enyoma e-levy no ebe affected. We stories are say oko ekofa the Daily Guide newspaper ubenye bi akai.
It's also on the Daily Graphic, and it was also the front page of the Daily Graphic stories. No, it be any $9 million Nissan assembly plant commissioned over 31,000 vehicles to be produced annually. I know Ewo Honum Hungary bestows highest honor on Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tete. I know Ewo Honum Ghana receives 44.7 million euro grant from irrigation for irrigation infrastructure. And our president assents to e-levy bill. And no Ewo Honum other stories. And so Ewo Krata no emu in the anti-migrant vigilante group stokes tension in South Africa. Ewo Honum Amanfo Bitimi Akinkan Ebi. Turkey prosecutor calls for halt to Khashoggi murder trial. More Americans apply for jobless benefits. And also Ewo Honum amount for Bitimi Akinkan Ebi and pay other stories. Ewo Daily Graphic more any. Ghana Association of Writers launches anniversary appeals for support. Goldfields pays 86.7 million dividend to government. And domestic air travels surge. Records highest patronage in 8 years. And this is Ewo Honoma amount for Bitimi Akinkan Ebi. 4 parties share views on State of the Nation address. And Abu Jinapo presents motorbikes to West Gonja Municipal Health Directorate. Bua over absentee minority MP. Speaker apologizes to affected members. We stories are Anope Daily Graphic at the
The Chronicle, Anope MPs unhappy with shut up comment, but Togbiga insists, I'll treat you like children if you know a story a paper no ediaba. Kenya's petroleum regulator in Ghana to tap into NPA's knowledge, and our president Akufo-Addo courts public support to fight Galamsey. We stories are front page of the Chronicle and OP.
The new weekend crusading guide, government to introduce vehicle financing policy to sustain automobile industry. The American said that we start to say more implementing rent loan no. Sadan na meji di say sa vehicle financing policy no ebeye adwuma. Ochehene tax force on rampage at Treachery. CEO of Jospon Group honored with Global Women Achievers Award. NPP MP lambast NDC for running to Supreme Court on e-levy days after attacking the Apex Court. We are not demolishing Tropo Fish Farm. Ghana Railway sets record straight. Akufo-Addo finally signs e-levy bill into law. And no Ewo Honum oba paper ni more stories I'll bet me enye bi akai enye. How my village people poisoned me twice. Mr. Ibu Ena Ekasa. Kenya's BBI blocked in blow to President Uhuru Kenyatta. And Ewo Honum. South Africa's $1 million shopping spree student jailed. Hey, government urged to tackle plastic pollution seriously to avoid environmental disaster. Reopening date for first-year SHS student remains April 4. April 4. And omo call senior high school first year no Mobeko school. That is just next week. April 4. Next week, I think Tuesday or so. And mo kono entino munyina monsheno and so.
For Daily Statesman and also stories the old Daily Statesman and Nim Anopai Ebi in the president assents to e-levy bill. How Atu ACN took 130 million from Capital Bank and no Ewo Honum. Nissan assembly plant commissioned and police grabbed 3 family members for burying baby alive. We stories are the Daily Statesman. Momenfa the finder and Twaso stories are Ebi any. The best venture to invest in now is agri-business. CEO of Beauty Solution Oasis Limited declares. Rose Ministry provides figures to back 10,875 kilometer roads. Tight-fitting underwear smoking, alcohol, others can cause male infertility. And President Akufo-Addo rallied support for fight against illegal mining and Green Ghana project. EU gives Ghana 444.7 million euros grant for irrigation. And we any stories are a work ratano.
I would draw one infertility story because then.
Was it tight-fitting underwear, smoking, alcohol, others can cause male
Tight-fitting underwear.
Yeah.
Oh, sir. For example.
What was that? Boxes, yeah, one for
Any smoking.
Yeah.
Any alcohol. Almost 4 training.
But alcohol no me free the best thing and I say I'm out for any no budget no.
Free man.
Because I'm out for any no.
But sir,
That's
alcohol.
what Bianca said, no, men no alcohol. I think excessive alcohol.
Now, sir, fast sugar we no so account. Sugar drinks no. What the alcohol, but now they no so account. Say Anna on your doctor.
I did the evidence. So I come out from the account.
The informer no pay say professionalism in Ghana Police. President Lord's IGP urges all to cooperate with the service. Speaker bemoans partisan tag of clerk. Through launch of e-travel card, government discourages corruption. Vice President Baumia. Passage of e-levy. We acted legally. Declare majority, but minority disagree. Nina air stories and pay offer the informer over to me. Okay.
Ghanaian publisher e-levy bill signed into law. We are seeing the benefits of ICAMS. President Akufo-Addo and Eka. Capital Bank case. ACN dishonestly took 130 million cedis to set up sovereign bank. Prosecutor Neka. Hungary honest Dr. Lawrence Tete. NPA schools Kenya on petroleum regulations. Saso ena UBA paper numwa. Stories are ubenye bi akai essay. China's peace cable linking Europe and Africa arrives in Kenya. Climate disaster rising faster in the Middle East. U.S. calls for strong African response to Russian aggression. Saso and Agenda 111 completion schedule was overly ambitious. President Akufo-Addo and Eka. Asiye Dunketia challenges Akufo-Addo to talk more about achievement. We the Ghanaian publisher.
My final paper and pay the custodian newspaper. The custodian. Akufo-Addo praises Dampare, says police gaining trust and confidence in the new IGP. Kenyans understudy Ghana's petroleum downstream sector. President signs e-levy bill into law. Lawrence Tete gets Hungary's highest award. Awamo Ede Infonino Ede Atuhonum. Jospong Group's COO receives Global Women Achievers Award. Nina air stories and pay the custodian Ede Abrain.
Anope say discomfort in police as IGP dozes off at Sona. Oh, okay, Sammy. That's a story, no. I'm with the picture, but we won't say Dr. George.
Video, no.
Debbie.
No one video.
No other.
Video don't capture ni pamiensa.
Sometimes when you want to soak in what you are listening to, you just want to take away any distractions. We need the bebrel into know. You want to, they are with the sound of Nipa no Kasane voice. And Emma would see ye, Emma will appreciate ye. Yes, exactly.
To know so the president.
Oh yes, I think it's possible. Especially when you sit through long speeches. Obi or person katanini na all otiane sound of Nipani voice,
Oh, I see.
Sometimes krano. Also obi or affairs, Yes, I know. Na me dana radio so I mean to win dada. I want to listen to somebody talking and I'm their fame mother. What's my say?
Anyway, Juma obey no.
And it's possible say now wakata nenia also key in
the other thing about and then it's on the soaking
and unless they will video no why you say
the soaking approach is serious.
Where police sleeping? where police type of sleep. You won't say. So yeah.
I saw you stiff now.
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, the cow."
Samuel Twaso, ICAMS hailed at SONA 2022. Na Sami Oko Nsema Wohona, the presidency ICAMS. Indeed, customs revenue for 2021 stood at 16.08 billion, as opposed to 12.3 billion in 2019. Sami, that figure we won't. That figure we. I have issues with this figure.
Are they?
Sami, between 2019 and 2022, without doubt, the volumes of imports ever cost. True of us. Without doubt, other tariffs are being the cost of duty in India cost. So you cannot get the 2019 figure in 2022. So you cannot tell me, say, it doesn't justify, say, ICAMS by and a revenue at the port cost. Revenue that may have gone up because of the volumes of importation. So I mean, this story and this figure is problematic for me. It doesn't for me. It doesn't add up for me. What am I saying? The 2019 figure obviously will not be the same as 2022 figure because of volumes. Again, because of tariff increments, charges, port charges in Myanmar also. So whoever is processing Myanmar
between 2019, 2020, 2021,
and 2022.
You remember the importers and exporters raised concerns. Guta also raised concerns about how difficult, even to get containers for more shipment, one more air.
Yes.
How their business partners over there, one more eto goose, and it was if you more how it's become problematic because of COVID-19 in Tinum.
Yeah.
How does the import margin increase?
Oh, so I mean the import margin increase. Oh, me say, remember our data. Me go for data now.
No,
the import margin only be. You know what happened.
If you talk about revenue,
you know
as in taxes increasing at the port, fair enough.
Yes.
But as in
that was part.
Yes, but as in importation going up.
Some importation
2020, 2021. No way.
It even became more expensive.
No way.
No, it became even more expensive to even import.
Yes, indeed. That one I agree.
Shippers were paying so much.
I agree.
But
the ratio in terms of the numbers, I don't agree.
Oh, so
there's no way you can tell me that there were more goods being brought into the country in 2020 more than 2019.
A lot of goods.
No way.
A lot of goods.
No way. No
way. Between 2019 and 2022, a lot of goods came in.
No way.
And I also backlog.
Countries had gone on lockdown.
Backlog be so
no, Raymond.
2021 when the economy started easy.
Several countries had gone on lockdown. China, which was the country, which is the country we trade the most with.
Yeah, trade the baby. Medoba port and I'll give you the data.
If you talk about taxes, no problem. But if you talk about the volume of
volume of imported costs, it will shock you. Opa, say I won't go bit all. Same way, I won't go bit.
No problem. No problem.
Dr. Opuni's trial. Judge orders sick witness to appear in court. And let's explore innovative ways to transition. Deputy Minister of Energy William Edu and Odessa Assembly Apa. We stories in Quista are published on the
The Republic Press. Akufo-Addo's government has no credible source of funding for Agenda 111, Akando Ena Eka. Now that e-levy has been passed, solve all Ghana's problems, I said in Ketia to Akufo-Addo. 3 of my mom's 8 kids are mine, but my father is not aware. Man reveals. Saso Ena e-levy is law. Akufo-Addo appends.
No, read that again. Is that what? 3 of my mom's.
3 of my mom's kids are mine, but my father is not aware.
So people he calls his brothers and sisters are his children.
Yes.
Wow.
E-levy is law. Akufo-Addo appends signature. Bagbin blames Supreme Court for purported confusion over quorum as NDC accuses him of betrayal. People have accepted e-levy and moved on. Finance Minister Ena Eka Sa Assembly Saso Ena 5 killed in Palestinian gunman in latest deadly attack in Israel. Don't waste your time on preparations to start e-levy. Ayaraga to GRA telcos. GACC laments lack of information on public procurement. And no ewo honum Saso and a businessman in court for allegedly swindling colleague of 700,000 cedis. Driver jailed 20 years for impregnating his 16-year-old daughter. Over 900 farmers, 4 pack houses subscribe to Green Label. Targeted prominent personalities to speak against societal ills. 38% of one district, one factories operational. President Akufo-Addo and Eka Sa Assembly. So and Will Smith refused to leave Oscars after slap, Academy says. Nigerian comedian Osama loses wife a little over a year after wedding. We a story so Republic Press made the Business and Financial Times air to so Lawrence Tete receives highest award of Hungary. Now is the time to develop indigenous gas resources. Talo CEO Ena Eka Saso Ena Stancha's ambitious goal to change the world through women in technology. Recent cost-cutting measures inadequate, structural changes needed. ICOMS increases customs revenue to 16 billion cedis. CEO of Just One Group honored with Global Women Achievers Award. And also Ewo Honum. Recent cost-cutting measures inadequate, structural changes needed. Professor Bopin Ena Eka Taso and a major tourist site undergoing renovation and modernization. Dr. Baumia speaks at Accra Business School graduation ceremony. And no Ewo Honum Taso and our copy panimo other stories are Ubenya I say. Importers and exporters against no duty, no exit policy. Customs to leverage ICOMS in the attainment of revenue targets. New projects launched to enhance transparency in fisheries sector. TVET to receive major infrastructural boost this year. We a year Business and Financial Times.
Come on, and then Moderna Mompe portfolio be no one church was no payment or
no exit.
No. Not one church. I want to understand what it is, whether there's some deferred payment mechanism be at the port for certain customers and answer BBC.
Okay.
Now I'm on Franchichimu and Embrain. Yeah, and to also name your website www.happyghana.com. Stories or no be any e-levy now law as President Akufo-Addo ascends to bill. I saw how gravely ill a Hunter West MP was wheeled into Parliament. Abambabin and Ekasa government to introduce e-vehicles. Mobile money industry processes record $1 trillion in 2021. SONA 2022, our complete Agenda 111 projects, President Akufo-Addo and Ekasa. Ghana's management of COVID-19 has been exemplary. President Akufo-Addo and Ekasa. We end the stories are a war happy Ghana and a pair it me at the amount.
Yebewemo ewo citynewsroom.com na anope citynewsroom.com sema ewo hano semne dia sami bebre na so every parliament eba heated exchange over omission of MPs names unfortunate. Patrick Boma and on this assembly abaya eno ekopi mo parliament asami na MPs na yesi omwamba parliament no na omugwe fudie pa say their names were omitted. It was no more parliament. Economic Fighters League chides minority for flip-flopping on e-levy. Supreme Court's recent judgment cause of confusion in parliament over quorum. Alban Bagbin. Akufo-Addo signs e-levy bill into law 2 days after passage. People have accepted e-levy and moved on. Oforiatta poo-poos Supreme Court action. Sami, Unefati, Mwasem now, Mr. Oforiatta Kano. People have accepted e-levy and moved on. It's true. Fatini Sami, it's true. Me have not accepted. Bamutu no accept. Matthew Opoku Prempeh justifies 15 pesos reduction in fuel price. Sami ano pay me bano. Me hun share. Omujina 9.50 per liter.
9.50 is on the day.
9.50. See now more 9.99. See no more ba 9.50. Yes. Now it be musu 9.90. More ba 9.70. Some say ebafo. Nti almost omo de abafo. E-levy is a necessary evil, but it should have been reduced to 0.75%. PNC Kube and Omodis Assembly Aba. Spare part dealers lament Nanado's silence on cedi depreciation and high imports during State of Nation address. Sami Sawati, high cost of imports. Lawrence Tete receives highest award of Hungary. Ghana remains safest country to invest despite economic challenges. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Sino Hydro deal. We've assessed over $100 million. We have assessed over $100 million. Ignore contrary claims. Presidency and our Modest Assembly about reopening date for first year SHS students remains 4th April. GS and our Modest Assembly about lawyer who challenged Deputy Speaker's voting rights still considering review option. When you know a sema okay, some story back or say Pepsodent offers free dental screening to residents of Bogos who appear to it be a siaman or come. Where benefits of misfortune to when I sema citynewsroom.com diaba.
Google News, Ghana import 4 ahead of 2022 FIFA World Cup draw on Friday. So and stories being so Albania. Ghana bonds rally fueled by pleasures for budget deficit target. Ghanaians criticize Parliament approval of controversial e-levy. I was arrested and deported to Ghana for using a suspect work document. We a year stories are Oko Google News are Ubenyebi Akai.
Then also near for international news items kakra embre ado for stories on ebi any Ukraine. Russian forces took humanitarian aid. We any reporter CNN at the Ebre and pay almost 14 tons of food and medications confiscated along humanitarian corridor as Ukraine tries to evacuate hard-hit cities. And CNN.com. Other stories also CNN.com. No time to deal with all traitors. Zelensky removes 2 top Ukrainian generals. Energy. Russia doubles down on threat to cut off gas to west. And Chernobyl. Russian forces have left, Ukraine says. And other stories. And so any Western spy agencies weaponize intelligence in attempt to undermine Putin. And also what Trump turning to Putin may say about former president's political future. And also and Russia says its military is regrouping. Here is what could happen next. Fire breaks out at a Russian fuel depot at Ukrainian border and a first of its kind COVID-19 study yields valuable new insights on how we get infected. And also final stories. Georgia says unacceptable for breakaway region to vote on joining Russia. Nina stories are anapay oman for which I can award CNN.com.
BBC.com anapay say Putin is in a cage he built himself, says UK. Russian forces regrouping for attack. NATO and Ombudesa same way about. Russian troops leave Chernobyl, Ukraine says. Fetuses found at home of anti-abortion activist. Samuel, would you story read it? Fetuses found at home of anti-abortion activist. Plenty of go and answer them. Oh, I said more.
Of a. Okay, Papa na. Omuchi ni na no kutari na. Mukai Papa na.
Yeah. I think he died, Anna.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Anna.
Papa, yeah. Omuchi na eventually, who headlines were NDC man.
Yeah.
Ah.
I said we Anna.
Oh,
okay. Protest at Sri Lanka leaders' home turns violent. French intelligence chief failed over war failings. French intelligence chief fired over war failings. Russia blocks buses heading to Mariupol, Ukraine. Chris Rock's first comment since Will Smith slap Nina ASMR Ewaha. Call to halt Turkey's Khashoggi murder trial. Top court upholds scathing verdict on Kenya leader. And 2 Palestinians killed in Israel West Bank gunfire. We now BBC.com
Reuters News. U.S. warns South Sudan leadership is failing to meet peace deal milestone. Ethiopia fails at UN to block funding for independent abuse inquiry. UN peacekeepers deployed to northeastern Mali amid spate of killings. US to build $537 million consulate in Nigeria's mega city. After Nigeria train attack, families contacted over ransom. Eastern Caribbean state open consulate in Western Sahara. Burkina junta resist pressure to return to democracy in less than 3 years. Kenya's top court blocks president plan to overhaul constitution. Saso and an ambush on militia in Ethiopia's Oromia region kills 26. Way Reuters news.
Yet also na the weather update and ebre adofo anape o share Ghana Meteo more updates on the ebre anape. One more essay. The early hours of the morning will be cloudy over the north with pockets of rain. Sunny weather is expected across the country as heat unfolds. There is a possibility of thunderstorms later in the day over parts of the country. One more breakdown of the Maya and any one more essay and Aflao, Cape Coast, and Axin plus Kumasi or Boise would experience a misty morning with lowest temperature around 25 degrees Celsius area. It will be partly cloudy for some areas that I've mentioned, and intermittent sunny moments are also expected for some of these areas with temperature rising to around 33 degrees Celsius. And you may, it will be cloudy for most of these areas with temperature around 28 degrees Celsius. Oshe areas be at Accra, Kaswa, Ho, and Takwa. One more essay and it will be partly cloudy. Temperature will be around 26 degrees Celsius. The afternoon will be experiencing intermittent sunny moments with highest temperature around 34 degrees Celsius. And you may know some areas may experience some downpour with temperature around 29 degrees Celsius. Oshe Yendi, Tamale, Bole, Damango, Bolgatanga, Nalegu, Enewa. And it will be partly cloudy with temperature around 28 degrees Celsius. And Ariano, some areas, Bolgatanga, and Nalegu, Enewa, may experience some downpour with temperature around 40 degrees Celsius. The rest would experience intermittent sunny moments. And you may, most of these areas may experience thunderstorms and rains with temperature around 30 degrees Celsius. And to wait any weather updates are able to me at the Abre Adofo Anape.
COVID-19 update. Active cases 58. Confirmed cases 160,971. New cases 15. Deaths 1,445. Recoveries and discharge 159,468. Vaccination drive as at 21st March 2022, 13,047,826 total vaccine doses administered. Say your worldwide figures, total cases recorded 488 million plus 1.59 million. Deaths 6.14 million plus 5,038. If you want to know now, you better call straight. I call fire trending issues. As and there a year Friday with the air to hot light. You know, you say ne a 1st April, anka April Fool's Day a bit so the name of the oko social media a month for so happy new month hashtag and more eka a month for essay anka happy new month dear ya wish it naija a month for the ashesenia by new month ebeko summit na high so ne de ne wish for the month and say ebeko faster say ne be ya bosom beso na obesa enya 200 cedi notes fresh one aji wachi bia any dia ope ewo month ni mu na emom no ensem ekokoso ewo wiase a ama amanfo binum say omu feel skeptical so mbeka happy new month nipo because ensem bebre ekoso ewo wiase woko Nigeria for say in all honesty I cannot say happy new month with all the disaster that our new normal is in this country. It's never something to get used to. Waking up to terrorists ravaging and citizens crying out to ears that are deafened and heart of stone. and also especially coming from Nigeria. Na Sami, I think that in some of Nigeria, no, it looks like Obi and Phobia Hobi. But serious and koso, like as a terrorist, like any of my baby, koso. People are complaining say 5 days in Omunya light. Ebi mo anajo. First, nunca Cape Coast, we call seaside one na. Anajo be unse kofo baby they abonting. Sa na koso in Nigeria because heat. Omun to me. Inti and edu anajo kofo baby eda abonting. Amanfo akofo omo train omo tu omo kwan ya. Akwa blast omo, eshuti omo, kidnappings. Yeah. But it looks like the world, nobody is saying anything about Nigeria. And it's quite scary and sad. It's also other people wish a month for happy new month. And you know, Melana Francesca say, I wish you a happy new month to all. Good times, smiles, and love. Amber say, happy new month of April. We pray for double blessings. It's going to be a month of testimonies. Amen. So also ababa will be there or the picture be able to have boys see home when you beje and no say happy new month. Wanna meet up? Lila say happy new month. May all that you do in this month be successful. May your joy overflow this month. So also the old has passed away, the new has come. Happy new month, everyone. Apostle Johnson Suleiman say, happy new month. This month you will not see sorrow. This month you will not go down. This month your hands are blessed in Jesus' name. Amen. Welcome to April. Lawyer, UG lawyer say, April, let's appreciate that earning a small salary is better than waiting for someone to give you money. Happy new month. General Snow say, happy new month from me and mine with lots of love and laughter. Lawrence Kitema say, good morning and welcome to a new month, a month full of hope, breakthrough, and great things. Happy new month. Na sa me nan kan pese me bo video bi MIM but me to me embo nti no me make sure say Monday no yen sa be ka sa video no na yabo na me pese me busa mo mi enu say how will you feel say wo your wedding na wo ne wo yere ne wo to be no ne wo ne bridesmaid makodu asore ho na pastor eyi handkerchief efi ni bottom na wa paper wo yere ne ne bridesmaids ni na makeup
say on pay makeup
no nti a video bi a trend e wo social media yes osofo ne say makeup no enye producer see video na you ready nti na no na obo no monhwe ade osofo e de ye ne bride me anka wedding ne me nya bi mepie na ni kunu ni so gina hozo
na wedding
obeden
me anka me nya de si oska guma no
chese ohohoro makeup no
sane sen ho
ba
manu so amabo mu pe makeup do
oh sami jai
mu pe makeup do
sami jai
e bia occasion bi
any occasion
ti enye wedding as na makeup
sami
and then but you can't even know unim the real face anymore. Modern day women, we don't know your real faces anymore.
Oh massa
Oma bo makeup e ma me pons no de ayi pada ka kanda fa hono on ose no mo de from Monday to Sunday
no
makeup nko
so obi pese
and then ma ba yentimi hage mo o hage na makeup o de be twi watade nim no
sami
makeup
is supposed to enhance
your
appearance.
Yes.
If the person wants to obey, after anya usika na nipa into makeup no. Into so person the makeup na sra, jani no fancy. Apart from that, obi wedding day. When the wedding makeup I hear omoje wo krom ha.
Exactly.
Went ya crack 1,000 cities. No went ya o. Ebi moji 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Nanka wako trini makeup. So makeup o trini 1,000 po a. Na wafa eyi ni kunu ne nka ahwe nipa na oware no nka ahwe. Na wafa eyi na wapepa. If you Sami.
Oh no, this one there I don't agree.
What the pastor did was I am sure that obi to me sorry Saturday and Friday no nkwagina sorry so be wedding me sure say you know there was a process of course you could have told them that sorry hano yenji makeup into no menye makeup embeye na won twa mani nye ni makeup be do sorry wa wedding no cause so say na bride no waboto a ogina ho amaye pepa obey de nye enije ewo wedding na all ye no mu
asa ono angasa ni pastor no
na pastor na nkan chen so nji makeup
okwa sorry ho no Sammy me sure say in sorry we you see me I will not blame Osofo for doing what he did though Sammy onim say sorry we me frɛ Osofo no ma we ene anope ya Osofo be catch us say the church members na wa catch us say me fa make up and sorry me sure what am I say until bride no she knew they now go for wedding they say ni Osofo dey on pay make up
master and then you can't tell
oh Sammy
you can't tell
Sammy Osofo I'm not sure he just got up that day say why make up about wedding to me paper I'm sure every member of the church knows. Every member of that church will know. Say, because I mean, ukwa so almost certain rules. Emma share trousers. Emma so unfa wig imba. Ubebo uti. Emma kala nails ni nyama. Sorry,
I doubt to say.
And so
Obia,
I'm sure she knew.
Onim say now sorry in makeup, every makeup so the
apart from I'm sure she knew.
Then it means I'm not sure so on the penny first person why wedding was sorry. So it means say I know people like ebia nu kunu na okwakọ wire no to make a change say me makeup. Into no wedding they men makeup onye. And I know some ladies are mwangasa so mo makeup.
Too much. I mean anyway,
with the bridesmaids.
I mean, this is
sorry. No, you see, Sammy, at this point, she could have decided to say, "Oh, my Osofo no your wedding, but if she agreed, then she knew. If she agreed and started there and still proceeded with the wedding, she knew.
The way the crowd would have gathered, this one,
embarrassing. Bride, no.
Sammy, Osofo law and say, sorry, who the make about paper?
It's bad.
No.
It's bad.
Sammy,
it's
terrible. Bad.
Say ya no you. Say ya.
Yes.
This is what they do.
Sammy, what have they done?
And people blindly follow.
Yes.
Sammy, what have they done?
Yes.
Osofo say me family make up sorry.
At West, I was on catch and say we've already, if it is true, say it is an established fact. Say yeah, accepting makeup.
Yes.
But bet me I catch and so yeah, accepting makeup.
Otherwise,
wedding.
That's all.
So what catch on? Okay, Sammy, me say, Opa, Osofo, me message also this weekend. Message church we am. Message church we am. I catch us. I catch us. Osofo no, emra one sorry. They knew. Congregants ni.
Say na Yesu Kristo. Oba asasi so am enye hu say Kristo ni papa. Who say Ghana pastors no. Your tier 1 and tier 2. So in tier 1 for no.
Debbie.
Tier 1 for no yeah. Omo camp full. Omo yeah, omo sorry no. Conditions no, you know everything is brofalized.
Okay.
Tier 2 for no yeah. Tier 1 Samsu, tier 1 sanko for no. So we momo. Omo na isi omo sto kasa kese ne sanko for no.
Debbie. You tier 1, you tier 2, na you tier 3. Say see I will do tier 3. Omo will describe you almost say no me tier 3. Tier 2 for no year.
Which of these companies would Jesus find himself with?
Hey, na sami ade. Question where will be say the other.
Jesus was training now. Sami was training now.
Me ubisamia ho. Ubisamia. Jesus won't work with the tier 1s.
Oh. It's possible.
For me.
It's possible.
He won't work with the tier 1s.
Why?
In his age when he came, the tier 1s were there.
Once in a private jet.
The Pharisees, the Sadducees, they were the established churches.
Tier 1.
How many tier 1 for no?
I'm not more private jet.
And the Jesus will be called tier 4.
Yes.
Jesus will work with the tier 4.
Tier 4
and the apostle more.
Yes.
Sorry no.
Yes, the apostle more.
Tier 4.
Jesus will work with the tier 4s.
Yes.
No, but
not the tier 1s that we know, not the tier 2s.
Jesus will work with people for cleaning the makeup.
Interesting.
No, but Sami Nyabotre. You see, onim the hypocrisy of Ghanaians. Onim hypocrisy. No. Sad way of course was our wedding. One of tier 1 to suffer now. Come and see praises. Oh yes, suffer.
You are right.
But because
you are very right.
Yes, tier 4.
Because
you are very
tier
right.
4, you know.
No, you're very right.
But
You're very right.
Sammy,
If it was the tier 1 pastors,
would have been
our
held.
tone would have been different.
Yes.
The social media tone would have been different.
Yes.
Raymond, you are very,
Yes.
very right. You're
Me,
very, very right.
me, Sammy, I can
Your
confidently
man will say, "When tier 1 for be, ebe your man somebody here. Ghana used them in there. Woman team.
Yes.
Omoka will be in Kebi. Governance, woman in him. Any normal.
Yes.
Omo wa sembae. Oma sorry for Beka say. Omo nyomu ni jina.
Yeah. We stand with you.
And Ghana you no. Asofo for no. Tier 1 for no. You were NDC tier 1s.
Yes.
You were MPP pastors.
Yeah.
Tier 1 for no.
Ebi nkwa wo board so ne niema.
Wo mo yi ebi mo about so.
Yes.
Wo mo yi din. Omo shemu.
Omo ko opposition pe afede omo nem.
Omo ni preaching, omo preaching. Omo ni preaching.
Me say, Sam.
Na say ayi presby or some PR as den. Obey allegation be so at the time papa ya na title na say work say. Say 100k bi su ye. Yes. 100k. Asu. But yen twa so ne enko.
Sammy Nyabotre. Me say producer on ya dia pa na weekend yi. Menene yen kosa sorry. Na no so for kwatwetwe nko. Sammy, I'm telling you that.
You me ba.
As at now they
Osofu bebre.
Say Ghana, say another country.
Osofu bebre. Omo rules and regulations. Omo church members. Omo do so.
True.
Until on a normal Sunday service, on fan make up in kwa sorry. Because Osofu say
we don't know that.
Oh, it is a fact. I'm telling you, this Osofu didn't just get up and clean them.
I know of a pastor. Ewo Kumasi. Mami boni dey.
Opa, Sammy, beautiful and
Reverend Ransford Obeng. The time. Amount time say wedding is started 10 o'clock. Now bride no why want you so I feel now there maybe church me. This is CCC. The pastor. I feel now be delay obey say ya. Waka to ho say who delay abeba no all the other parts of the service in yan why to ho. It's mobile and near a friend saying you may kiss the bride near sharing near you know your pong. He won't waste time. And that is one preacher, Patty. The time. My goodness, already ago. So, Banners for man who 15 minutes end of the preacher. Within 15 minutes, he's ended.
Yeah.
And so you should go and see his church. How the students patronize the church, you know. Because the time there, offend Diago. And you remember, as soon as I catch you, say no makeup.
No makeup.
And I will move there.
Wedding in discussion is here, of course. Producer
has been be a phone lines, you know. Now it's here for near for Emma take on idea pastor or the year are you from?
And they send one.
Also send up. Prophet one, now father, another.
Papa.
And then papa bema, and then wedding into papa be consider kakra.
Hey,
Examine.
Moko do na papa said that.
Master,
In
we
my
don't
church,
know that.
rules are rules. Oh, fatty giant.
Sammy, the phone line, no.
Do you know that? Do you know that in modern day church, you're not allowed to have a conscience?
Yes.
Seriously, there's one particular church. Having a conscience enough to want to query a scripture. I also for preaching. Amounts to anathema.
Wow.
The soft becano a holy true.
The soft becano say no. And one is so be here.
And no.
Mema kwa sorry ya.
You can't before them. You say a sacrosanct.
Sammy.
And no.
Mema kwa sorry da. Sorry no.
You better catch yourself here disloyal.
Yes.
And that's sorry. Most of the churches say, "Oh my, we say no." So has all the onopen or tin yankopon.
Yes.
Onopen and yankopon revealing no mama no. It's serious.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the Bible says, in Berea, that church, Paul preaching who we oh Paul.
My scripture.
What preacher we know? Manafo, ukwa na se unkotis Bible scriptures. Ukwa wa fa ho adi. Oh Paul, what preacher we know? Now can you imagine say church for na father say Paul can say John 3:16 and check John 3:16 that was the church of Berea. And Paul was admonishing say that is how Christians must behave.
Yeah.
And I don't know why now we can say John 3:16 pastor I'm quotation no. You should version my friend there's an evil spirit in you they will cast it out there and then. But anyway,
Sami,
numbers no, any good no, but what dear, Nianco.
Sami, me say, I saw you before. Ukwa, a catch of say, I saw you with you.
Oh, hey, I never said
oh, Sami,
number is 0244885140.
Morning, Pacho, did you go to free? Hey, Fatty, it's over to you. What's it? Your Auntie Bonnie Fatty, Auntie Bonnie Fatty Kasawai.
Good morning, Pacho. How do you feel about Adia Pastor Eddie Bridie? Sorry, on the wedding day.
Pacho, I share the program. I'm contribute to program.
Yo, Pacho, you.
You love it.
Ina sofri I know. Mene ata kole akona wakata ne yadini. Because asori dane nemra. And me shot that sort no pass sorry. So be by working. Now I can say what to penny. I am bra or was no mudada. I am bra or was no more. International and make it to Fasopa. With Fasopa. After I have some no. And Braga was on the standing up on so I had a so it is.
Yo, me da se me pacho also obetimi afre na wachre wadwen se wo ya we wedding, especially a man no and am pese me te monka wo ya wedding na wakodo asori na pastor atwen handkerchief ni nsuo na wahoro wo makeup nyina efi wanim.
I'm so all call.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Pacho dini baby a ofrefi.
I from was say and I am a circle and chemo phones now.
Oh, yeah, then it be out here phones we hu.
The American say me boss of na so say onya asako kuduru. And although yena abonche mo bia hu bi na nko ye ni kukuo mu a omo bedu ye no so say no masterment peti kona papa pani na na what ya tibia ti say anytime o preach bia no aka ho asem say de omo ye ba ya the front o mo papa ya ni wa abonche no ye no yes nyamisem de ya mfanti ba ye ni kukuo mu a anu so ankaye but you also for ye no the kwanso no say the papa me bona ba so ni da kokudu no o de ye that's
me da say number no is 0244885140. Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Fati Ofaneto yote.
Oyo jogba.
Hey. Bono yo jogba yenye mi. Wakati yo jogba.
Minuga.
Okay, then we encourage me very United States of Kitamana. Fati ni pasa ye no wo. Se nyankopon omobia nyansa wo. Nyankopon on fi show ho e me ka tell say didi, but se wo feel say wo be die aduane a wo be over ho didi. We with disgracing woman no, ni marriage no, say with demoralizing na wa cripple no.
Yes.
She as it is now no, we don't know say Yemra ewa sorry honum. Remo.
Exactly.
Remo oye look, say bibi kwa look after the problem. Say woman no any husband no chin him. But in front of people, TV, social media, you are disgracing. Also, these are the pastors who doesn't respect women. He doesn't respect women a bit. You're wrong. Maybe one cry,
yeah.
Abo.
Me da say.
Emmanuel will say, see me and then me catching on your bed because text message or this name different from the other kind of radio. So,
my patcho, Mama main kind story ni baby kakra. And I'll be online. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, madam. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Okay.
Catch us, I'll be saying, and driving on the way. And driving on the article.
No, different for one.
Charmami no pay.
Okay,
article. Oh, that no traffic more like no tinitanu or try to pick up.
Who's also Jano.
Oh, yeah, me will pick up there, come up. And I'm perceiving with you, Crabat. Charlie, we will my father one. Okay, Mammy, come as him so. Charlie, actually, must see Charlie, big ups to him and Fatty one Casa. Me Adamunina, me Filimunina.
Yeah, that's it.
Me Filimunina. The woman is here. Their pastor here, the no, Charlie. Why any Mimi see why any me pacho only the crew call counseling no make up the call counseling na or the counseling or call counseling no makeup no dey call counseling no see ade na wo ba be wedding dey o di makeup e ba be wedding watch as here nti do ye dey enu anu asori bia wo dey mra ni hihye
yo
etiro medamasi catch sabi say I on slow down ye ntumi chia no ne ye chale ye tie mu ye hwe mu so pa.
Oh, that's not because it was traffic when to Medwa Kwembika.
Yeah, that's it. Story in me read it across say the husband and the bride are seen in the video standing at the altar preparing to exchange wedding vows when the preacher begins scolding the bride for wearing makeup. He then grabs a washcloth and wipes her makeup. Additionally, he removes her false lashes. While he is doing so, he instructs the bridesmaid to scrape the bride's nail polish off. When the pastor is through cleaning the bride's makeup, he moves on to bridesmaid and removes her fake lashes before wiping the makeup off. He then insists the bridesmaid scraps the bride's false nails. While this was occurring, the groom remained silent and observed. Additionally, church members can be heard cheering and praising the pastor when he removes the bride's makeup. Into the course, so I don't know. I just want to check where. Hello, good morning.
Mbacho awule ni emere FBB. Sami kan bibi. Mbacho. Sami kan bibi. Only neti a bema na ye dey no. Pastor no. Wa propose to the girl before. Yes, one gentleman no. Into no yes no. What does here? One gentleman. But people are getting it wrong. As it is now, we don't know, say, that is mra, people are getting it wrong. We don't know. We don't know mra, more kind of, only one can't anything about mra was an animal. We don't know mra was or it's papa no, what proposes to the girl and again, I'm telling off. Bye bye.
None of bridesmaids in this way.
Anyway, Sammy, I know video. Want to make one, comment. And
I'm saying, sir, honestly. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, number Emma. Wow, make up your washing a moon frame.
Now, oh, cast a program in vanity. Ah, about no what I did the program. I'm saying. Mama me shedding. Na mama me wish your phone na shedding. I said 3 days ago me lose me papa.
Sorry.
Wow, come for the passion. The question but yes 40 days more after salary bia na anu share so.
Okay.
I want me also jan. Ba me share also jan. Agavati.
Yes.
Now also ban ko shipas nasum.
Oh, violence there.
Now also shinasum.
Yeah, encourage violence.
Only say emba even me sumwa mi woman no or see a kwan bi oba be fa no be fe say enye bone so. Only say make up city no na ye nananom no omo paya abo nyam na mo de make up.
Yes.
So woni.
Yes.
Send ye be ya oba no be fe. Sabi bone be na wom. Debi ya mo ba first TV so a mo ye makeups anamboa.
Okay, TV so makeups no yeah because on say light share me say ano
aja party sami cry makeups
sami cry bi enti obi aye bi sami ye bi you want a brush cry wa ha
what I didn't know ba said that very day no or ya there appreciating the kunu no be who say oh I see me bride in one yefe now would is your roniden and next and enya me some and enya me some now cause some money left. Bye bye.
Yo, comments maybe about essay. Ridiculous. The way women have been conditioned for abuse. Lady Raquel say, I'm mad on her behalf. Angelina Stan say, what kind of rubbish is this in the public? She's yet to step into the marriage and she has started to endure this. This type of man is a dream crusher. You have to dance his tune on everything at the detriment of your own happiness. Menya call about ewo ahomane. So hello, good morning.
Good morning, Auntie Fatty.
Good morning. Mpacho nyame adom.
This is Lucas. I'm at Sama Fire Station.
Okay.
If I'm so question now, I'm saying you didn't have rules and regulations.
I don't know say CIA nim no. Enti ama asam can I some way because
if only they have
exactly
they have rules and regulations at the church. Say, sorry for sorry. Yes, sorry. The pastor is right.
Yes.
If that rules and regulations are there, and some are no quiet, the pastor is right to do that.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Yeah, that's it. I think
Sammy, only say, Osofo no de no. Based on the belief.
Osofo no belief.
No, based on the belief, any teachings of the Bible. No. Sammy only say Bible. There are scriptures, encouraging makeup ne eti ye ne niama. There are scriptures in the Bible. What you say? Uko 1 Timothy chapter 2, 9 to 10. Some scripture. Likewise also, that women should adorn themselves in respectable apparel, with modesty and self-control, not with braided hair and gold or pearls or costly attire, but with what is proper for a woman who professes godliness with God's works. Sami otwaso bakuso ha me more direct one no. You see Sami I don't know you see Jeremiah chapter 4 verse 30. And you, O desolate one, what do you mean that you dress in scarlet, that you adorn yourself with ornaments of gold, that you enlarge your eyes with paint? In vain you beautify yourself. In vain you beautify yourself. Your lovers despise you. They seek your life. Some scriptures no there are a lot of scriptures. Bible quotation say Jeremiah. I'm telling you that. So pastors believe say oyoba eso katauti o say oya wig ni niam o de obetime your wig ni aba o ba sorry na katauti chichiuti no o se men painting with fingernails, men painting with toenails, o painting a o ba share gloves, o painting with toe a o ba share socks. No Sami ni nyina here. Oh yes Sami it based on osofo no belief our Bible mu the teachings of the Bible no Sami o say then in vain you beautify yourself. Sami the Bible is clear. It's if osofo take a decision we sorry mo say ozo where the need no where the need the girl the lady komisa no so nim laws e wo church and san or this so kwa wedding no send kunu nim enso te hodi ana want to me ankasa so te hodi want to me ankasa because onim rules are rules. Omo amuti Facebook omo ka say how dare you violence against women and because they should go to that church
one kasa because
and go and ask questions.
Mami koti bi ma ujafo Songs of Solomon.
Sami.
Songs of Solomon.
Solomon won ma 3,000.
Nyabotre.
Na Solomon won ma be 300. Ti Solomon be presume ma de obe presume ma.
Mami kasa. 1:8. Also if you do not know, oh most beautiful among women, follow in the tracks of the flock, and pasture of young goats beside the shepherd's tent. I compare you, my love, to a mare among Pharaoh's chariots. Your cheeks are lovely with ornaments. Your neck was strange of jewels. We will make you ornament of gold around your ankles and your neck, studded with silver. King Solomon. This is in the Bible.
No, King Solomon. King Solomon.
The wisest man in the world saw that it was needful for a woman to be beautifully dressed.
Coming from Solomon.
King Solomon.
The man who had 300. King Solomon. It is not saying it is against it. They are saying do not dwell only on that.
Even that.
On
it wasn't
referencing
a human being.
On the wedding day.
Sometimes when the Bible describes a woman like that,
do
it's
not
referencing
dwell
Babylon.
only on that.
Sammy.
Bible.
Your adornment must not be merely external. Like braiding the hair and wearing gold jewelry or putting on dresses.
So, also for
say,
want you to dress modest.
Merely that.
That is what you
means to say have inner beauty.
Outside beauty, go on the bar wedding, and also for cleaning.
Wow,
Sammy,
I say we
say, go to Solomon.
Go and do your sports.
I want to me for a German Solomon. I'm a pretty and obey.
Kwala Koya sports.
Yo, yan to aso na yemfa yes sports update mbe o man fa no pay e wo dwumedi no eso. And you're welcome back to the Happy Morning Show live on ETV Live on Happy 98.9 FM. Raymond, I'm handing over to you as always, knowing that there's an agenda to be completed now. Over to you.
So I'm SMBC or Nigeria. On say VR na oyedidi match no. FIFA the free approach by I'm on install here. A real match na say ayra. It's VR device now. After the game na ayra.
Wow. There be chaos in the sea and also come. Never be I no be there. I into the quiet then.
I mean, but ayra.
For the communicate, I don't know who's
Happy 98.9 FM and our Sugusa Uti O share here. ETV Ghana and our share and page Jumediano air the Happy Morning Show. I may also say the sports update ebe bremo ewo Jumediano so. Na Mamenka will say 1xBet. At time it didn't me the sports update no ebro. 1xBet weekend we after international break no see no back to leagues no. Weekend we are more 15,744 games across all sporting disciplines: basketball, ice hockey, NBA. Ninyina oko 1xbet.com.gh games ninyina wo ho. Register, there be a new account. Oh, register now be a new account. Obama opportunity to enter a promo code. Promo code I say enter a bet GH. BETGH. Oh, enter pay. Obama 200% bonus on your first deposit. Pay we up heading. When you message at 1xBet from 1xBet say bets for every taste. Or soon the 18 I'm for we need entry on my website to go try bet. Betting true. Betting there addictive into bet responsibly. We need message at 1xBet from bro. Yabesha Jumede na say yabesha say from the Ekoso ewo Qatar na 72nd FIFA Congress eguso Ekoso den ewo Qatar ahead of World Cup ebekoso later this year. Na Ghana Football Association and yehun say heavily represented by Ket Okreku GFA President, Mark Addo the Vice President and the General Secretary omunyina omo ho 72nd FIFA Congress no omo represented Ghana ewo Jumedia ekoso ewo ho na later today no 29 teams are qualify for Qatar 2022 World Cup no draw for sa Jumedia no ebetume akoso 32 teams no yebe groupi omo into 8 groups sene be ya 8 groups no group bia be 4 teams are yebe hu sene akensi no betume akoso ewo Jumedia ebekoso ewo Qatar enti ene ewo Doha Exhibition Convention Center 4 p.m. and asa akensi no ana sa draw no Jumedia no betume akoso na enra na FIFA to me reveal teams are on betume akom ewo sa draw we mu any pots are teams no betume ahye na almost a pot omo release here no omo you see FIFA ranking of sa teams no until we pot 1 eno host nation any 7-seeded teams na sa 7-seeded teams no omo here from world number 1 to world number 7 teams until we Qatar host nation Belgium, Argentina, Spain, Brazil, France, England and Portugal. Omo pot 1 ho and Brazil world number 1. Omo jinemu dindindin na Brazil returned to the top of FIFA ranking for the first time in 5 years until we and in summer to me APM or pot 2 teams are more from 8th to 15th ranked FIFA ranking also Mexico, Denmark, Uruguay, USA, Netherlands, Germany, Switzerland and Croatia more pot 2 na ko PM pot 3 teams are more 16th to 23rd ranks no omo PM Senegal, Japan, Serbia, Korea Republic, Iran, Morocco, Poland and Tunisia and pot 3 na ko PM pot 4 least ranked teams from 24th to 28th. Cameroon, Ecuador, Ghana, Canada, Saudi Arabia. Any teams are omunya qualifier. Now 3 teams there omunya and qualifier. Now 3 teams no ombe participate in intercontinental playoffs. Because Asia and South America playoffs no Peru be face winner of the match between Australia and UAE. And one of the teams are about to make a qualify. Now another team Oceania and CONCACAF region no teams are about to make a progressive New Zealand versus Costa Rica and almost on share now England and Europe on playoffs no Wales be face winner of the match between Ukraine and Scotland. Into way and 3 teams are aka sisi na say omutumi ebuki omo place World Cup a ebetumi akoso sisi ampanyin for ede ato ho eche say Ghana to say our pot 4 no you better draw teams from pot 1, pot 2, pot 3. And no and the teams are you better to me Asia ho na geographical restrictions eka draw away home to the extent say 2 teams from Africa and to me Asia mo apart from Europe more 13 countries almost participate in World Cup no maximum of 2 European teams and a bit to me akupimo group community and by 4 p.m. there na draw no to me ashasia you better send a niema ebekoso was a jumedi na say na mamenka mo hum say ena yene FIFA president etwetwe nkomo ahead of World Cup I bet to me akoso FIFA president e ka say kofo bebre e ka say World Cup no na nya ade say omutumi de call Gulf region no because omo need tradition ni niema or say World Cup omo de akọ no united the whole world enti ma obia enka de all kanu na or say ono akisa ojitum say Western world no omo bias towards Arabs no and towards the Gulf no but also obia to me who say we opportunity ema Qatar and the whole Gulf region no to present themselves to the world we and sema or their tuja or say we one of the World Cups are be great and very very unique we and sema FIFA president our friend Gianni Infantino or the tuja and na obra ni no etwetwe nkomo ewo media engagement or to me no.
I think it will be a great World Cup. It will be a unique World Cup. In terms of the legacy, I think we are already witnessing the legacy of this World Cup before even it started. In terms of the social impact it had for people, for workers here, for human rights in Qatar, in the whole Middle East. When I hear some of the comments by some people who say, well, the World Cup shouldn't go there because the Arab world and they have no tradition. Who says it? The ball doesn't belong to anyone. Well, the World Cup is uniting the world. And let's face it, we are here in Qatar, we are here in the Arab world. There is a bit of a biased view by some part of the world, by part of the Western world, where I come from, towards the Arab world. Now, I think that this World Cup will be an opportunity, and I said it earlier, will be an opportunity for the Arab world, for Qatar, the whole Gulf region, to present itself to the world.
Gianni Infantino, president of FIFA. World Cup no ebetumi ahya November 21, ebeba year December 18. We first Winter World Cup ebetumi in the history of the competition. Yeremu ewo Ghana nsensem kakra na Mohamed Salisu abrantia or a defender Osiakan Emma Southampton Football Club. England na apprentice we reported by say apprentice no mpenyufo bebre na na omakona catch say ombra no be see akan Ghana apprentice no say ombobo Ghana GFA spokesperson na communications director Emma spokesperson say ahead of World Cup playoffs in Nigeria boy also Otuado any apprentice no kotwetwe nkomo ba apprentice no say onye ready or say other coaches so to say Siki Akuno Milovan Raivach omunyina ni apprentice no twetwe nkomo apprentice no say enya de a obeba be see akan na we ene nsem kakra no so editu giant yentie de Henry Asante Chum, spokesperson of Ghana Football Association, or the two Jabra on the Bernard Davle, Etching Como, or City FM and City TV. So, Yentie in some of the two.
We've made overtures about 4 or 5 times.
What did he say?
Siki Akono tried, he wasn't successful. Milovan tried, he wasn't successful. Otto tried, and he still thinks he needs time.
Henry Asante Chum, Ekasa was City TV VAR pe and a coach Otuado also then is part of the story too. I say as an outsider there, easy say Obeka says Salisu and Pese Obebo Ghana. But there are a lot of reasons on Nanksa or Jitum say Abrantiano, reasons on Tia or Sion Bono, Wajiatum, but or say Abrantiano, Obebo Ghana. But in the moment in the and yeah, why ready say Obebo Sisia, but then Chebia Abrantiano Obebo Ghana. Yenti the coach Otuado on also the two Jabra on this Salisu Etching Como.
I got to know Mohamed. I went to Southampton, I think 2 months ago. We had very good talks, and for him to, for you to understand, it will take longer. It will take longer. I don't have the time. I don't even want to talk about him. Maybe it's his decision if you want to talk. But as an outsider, it's easy to say he doesn't want to come. But there are a lot of reasons, and I understand him for his reasons, and I really appreciate for him taking time for me. to explain his thoughts to me, and I hope the time will come. It will come. He wants to play for Ghana, maybe not at this moment, but I think the day will come.
Tuado, interim manager Emma Black Stars of Ghana. And I'm really happy morning show sports update in BC. For more sports, tune into Happy Sports at 9. Or Hine Bampu Brenya and the team no Omotenasia. The details in one summer course in the world of sports no ebebrate you for. Yabadani Onkaka, Babaka, the Happy Morning Show continues.
No wonder.
You know, no wonder what?
No wonder. No wonder Sama for to miss swishy.
Almost today.
So my funumu yama. Almost swishy. I see.
Well, I don't know whether coming down to your cold breaking and say, I know, Okushan French there. Because I can't use French. On the Troa. No, I'm very free 5 and madam.
That's so I.
So free 5 about the river. Okay, so welcome to the Happy Morning Show. This is the Friday edition. It's all fun, informative as well. And Mobia Akwaba Eba Jumedini. So I'm hoping the morning has started well. And your viewers, your listeners are Mufili and the players here that for always making it a point to listen to us every blessed morning. We don't take it for granted. That should mean there are things we say on the platform. You know, mope see a kind of crano at the ma or mom for Channel Penny, but I'm also a tier for and a phone. Odia Sempa Kwame or why Fati favorite Ewofi Hanum say Fatihuna na bibi yeno. Or say me fan chiaka CB and Maudophobia. I say good morning. Please wish Mr. David Akwesi Cerebral Boating of Tema a happy birthday in advance. He'll be 50 years tomorrow from Odia Sempa Kwame Ware and the family. God's blessings to him. And to Mr. David Akwesi Cerebral Boating, wishing you a beautiful day and happy birthday to you. And this is coming from Odia Sempa Kwame Ware. And to wait information kakra yade ma adofo anope ejumedi no so quickly yenko na yemfa yen CBG business tips no embre omanfo na afi no yento aso na yendi enkomo. Now I know I'm saying we didn't come on how to choose a bank. Now I gave you some unique things you must look for. Proximity was one of them. Convenience was one of them. But to also find a bank that supports your lifestyle. Bank bia any targeter what targeter intinisa uni bank no the targeter one more targeter eboa senior onsusu one betimi abo odachin examine digital features at one more that bank now understand the terms and conditions of being a customer or a client of that bank. Read reviews of banks you consider as banks worthy of keeping your money for you or your investment with. Ayasama I was saying no yede etu home na yetu an computer no na so be could be a bank account as only bank be eshiboma. All these things must be of a concern to you. Some media yemfa Ghana kasambra for. And you welcome back to the Happy Morning Show. Somebody be a phone lines na atumu ama manfo afre na the war wa dwene mu apesa na pe woni ye che. The da come up so na pe pesa woni ye che, especially CSC brand new month monum. Whatever is on your heart that you want to discuss with us, the doors are open. Number is 0244885140 and 0549508687. Offer any of these numbers at your new bidding combo 0549508687 and 0244885140. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, sir.
So I mean, we are only from United States of Kisama.
Chief Yanko.
But we'll say brand new year, and brand new month, and
brand new month, but
yeah, brand new month. But your government's on up for the year. What for the year say e-levy. No matter be the case, I say, or my so. But I think someone see from.
Ima online suddenly article.
Oh, I can hear you.
Asansoba.
So say 100 from 100, you better.
Pachai.
Into 90, I ain't into who's 90.
Bachadebi.
And no for a day.
Bachai.
Okay. Into 7,000, and then number send 90, or number send 100. Or must send in
it's allowed.
Not namely 1% number MTN. Papa said your government betty ye star 1.5 in the media mean yet that. And Sammy now Usha your school no your senior high no your students now new Ngofona Mokono. Sammy I think I'm here because
too bad. I'm say line no I drop it. Also you bet me anywhere in command pay ojumedi no so bomodi aso be friend na also no ode a brain say efa issues I discuss na pay say efa wow issues and I say community issues be bet me friend. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Chief.
Michael Neklabo.
Yes, sir.
But Sammy, state of the nation is as it yesterday.
Tibia Omano Ewomu at the moment.
Inti se obi ba no be sheboa state of nations address ana.
Well, it doesn't stop him from also telling you what he intends to do.
Yeah, journalist for no montre ye nyama kakra. But once the politicians what that because there was the state of the nation, sir. Me myself about the council. Okay, say you talk for a sick into within next 3 months. You have money now, basa about firm and answer. I say, about to 2 who na my say why you quite 10,000 from Ghana to your friends and lend them cry how many way now why quite 10,000. Master politicians, channel there and about me buya for
yo, Mate, Ubufu and watch you BP no must be BI stable. Important. Yan to us in 0244-885140 0549-508687. Now also know when me at the income and pay. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Too bad. Niano Homano Antimi and so offer me 0244-885140 and 0549508687. I'm in the come on. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Papa, na pumu dia.
Me on kwa na so e.
Ye ho adom boko.
Yo.
Na kwa chin fefe kumase.
Yo.
State of the nation address no. So na. Ebi ku betumi aka bi so say. Kwaya amba na ayi doma ma ye nyina nchi to ya hohorko. Ti mi kota bosia. Ma be ye no so yetumi kanisa. By a nam scanning na Omaze nam na aka dumpi. And this is so you to me a cancer because state your mind a woman.
Before I hold on 1 second.
Yeah, the Nigeria for cracker into Bohali Amika. Mamiko Jatwa Utun for the Boami, State of Nation address me. I'll say me buy no. Oh, it's a state of Upavia church of Tanaka.
And some of the proceeding. State of the Nation address, or the map from see a transition from one political party's government to another political party. I have 4 years of the NPP administration. Another second one. And so my state of the nation address to also.
The buyer no, and the Adam Makope Bosnia Sino Hydro. Tamale na interchange bia ni ho. Mapa akoye no. Afi me buyer na ekwa na enkran nom ne ade oyale fertile flower. Medina Denta nom ade no maye Asphalt Valley nom ade no maye Ashanti region say ne kra no ho no say kra na nyan vote free e maye sanka maye fighting strategies na yi levi no mo se na mo nyuntu banyame adomade atu ti ho so kra no maye oh said na esi kire onyabotre kire ene ma ni nyina afei said the mine sikasam so etiana na de tutu ho ene say sikasam no de ehwa ye dinkakra na so petrol no kra no so 15 pesos fi German inframent ma kra no ekafofo so ahunu Ghana na petrol ni tudu ha na so enyam na me enhye no omo ye enhye no dodo na kodi omo tu no Ghana de na ekutu
adi no so emra ho man se na ni nkomo
na papa wa bo so na ba ko
you proceed in move on to another person senior on so ebeba yeba you mean trying to tell senior o kasa wi an obi so nya hono no so abo wi no so ade na adwen che ade abe. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Chiga.
Yes, sir.
Chiga, for me.
Nyame adom ba chona so e.
Nyame asi. Say ye nyina ye chire o mine. Both minority, majority, your mind na ye chire. Si yombe ya ebe papa mo mbia no. Da ye nyina ye nim. I say every country. Da ye nyina ye nim. Say ende eya umbre. Ena dia eni say ye hihye anase mbra eni say ye forso. Na ni na ye forso na ye mbra. Wabra ye what democratic rule. Ye ni revolution. I was say afani afan etimi tuatwa ansana bibia be yembra. Na ende etimi ehembra I force. Wabra 10 years was ye fa process na amfa so no. Ye dey otima me ye but the rest man no this year mo kokoti bia. Court na mo kono nya de be bol say. That's it.
But was on the pay. So fair now by Jimedino. So hello, good morning.
Your call has been put on hold.
All right, Oniano Antimi Engineer Homan 024488 5140 0244885140. Hello, good morning.
Daniel, good morning.
Morning, Chief.
That is Pinkers.
Yes, sir.
Na Gary Bekasa na ba kunso ba so church State of Nations address. Na me refi say MPP be rule 4 years na ono ade ama ne ho ana. All the politicians were smart to the extent say I know what person will bring for any so what the rule Mahama 2016 or the man what by your 2022 new it in the real fin who said Nanado no a president 2017 ana ya can't say ya never or crow moon and can't say no Sammy send me to a number and Yasika cram sending me grandmother will crack Usubeti now Sikaposian what about the pay Rabeka Quanti and now so greater estate who you can't see why you can't 10,000 kilometers said Mobasha greater estate was just Accra Spinters Road Kotobabi down I copy like my but I'm not you can't be banned John the new post. I can't say Jessica and Mamma Radio News.
So you can't make that allegation on air. Unims will be at if you know afraid no share no opinion. You may not agree with him, but you can't say so. I could just go baby and some express. If you can also say so, I could just can't make a sana. No, let's address the issues and move on. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, please.
Nyamiasum Jenka Monope.
Nyamiasum Jenka.
Medindi Rose, Queen of the Airways, Niwashama Lavana.
Yo, Rose Machenko.
Mena Bema Same.
Yes.
Nyamisi and Kanokre. Your man penny offer any dear Emma Timamufua, your Ganaha. Timamufua, Omukodi line to Abamano, on fa any dear no bo Emma or Maymu. What's the Wuji levy? Timamufua say, you won't tree yen to me in chia. So we a president a wabada ye ema utunkrofo a omokodela emoto abama. So we a president a who treat him amufo a na unkrofo say ye mpa. Denti na wo mampanyi na wo birthday e na wo be ma ya pass 11. Asem no so wo court ye nya ndiwe na wo sade meka akosan se wasan ase. Enti eni die efe na eni die na do wo mfa ma ye timamufo organa ha. Ye best say papa na nado dan kwa Akufo-Addo obedi president me nua bema 6 years mu na ewe ebusia na nado boy no president bia ne ho obedi Ghana so I wa bossa busia na da but ye hu de na nado de ye o mey mu sisi yin levy e na ebe bua mu abreko ye to busa ye gisika kakra aka de bua ma no road minister to me close ne down de ni pe onu ni pe o e close ne da say ye ntua bio yin levy na mo betiti ye kotoku no be ya ye sika ye de be ma ye ma
Dabi aja bacho Auntie Rose train and ma be we ye sika dabi ne bacho You can make your submission. Me say, and I'm about we are sika that be Ephraim near to us.
I mean, I be my same. Me patch or dear me Ephraim, but you're paying for me. I could sit away to Kumupa.
Medasi and a pay so from an anime in Como live on Happy 98.9 FM, Nisim 95.9 and 100.1 live on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Several comments and now by through Yentimi Enfa course. Okay, Yenfa Fana caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sammy.
Yes, sir, Chief.
Sammy, Pocho, the head of state, you know.
Yeah. Pocho Bozi Mama, Pocho P.
Taku Pocho Mama Kato Funzu. The Kato Funzu.
Aha. Mr. Bodin, ma'am, Udin, what for then?
For my echo.
Yo, echo.
I want to say, my friend, in the head of state, you know, opposition, you know, fast. This I was sent me a senator to this and you have out to demonstrate. Some what pass it having VAT, you know. And I don't think saying opposition and was supposed to be illegal. They call it the pass of this illegal. I can't remember Gabi Autry Daku. I think 2015 that about or so on news for making comments. The then government, you know, on Yisika frontier, they call it workers card that particular month, you know, but that particular matter, so the then government came for so I was still around the 27, 28 there about also. It's one power in the exchange up to now. Workers one time salary, even though Obuchaka, but that has not been the norm.
Oh,
at least 27, 28 will be in Kenya, workers in Chaka. People are going to the bank to take say their Obuchaka now. Since Monday up to now, nothing at all. And it's very frustrating. It needs to be a touch of what they call it economic austerity. You know, so politicians, I think, I don't know, sometimes now, familiar, it's okay.
But you, was on the pay their friend and you made in Como. You're trying near about studio near in Como. But even before we start the conversation in the studio, the Rotary Clubs of Accra Industrial Area, Accra Cantonment and Secondary Takrade, in collaboration with Clubhouse Ghana and Midfire Safety Services, is inviting you this Saturday to an outreach and family day stroke donation at Accra Psychiatric Hospital. We will appreciate your support in the form of groceries and money to give to our loved ones who are mentally challenged. Make your donations to Momo number 0597 387 435, and it's registered in the name Clubhouse Ghana 0597 387435, registered in the name Clubhouse Ghana. Or you can call for donations to be made on the 020-8077-674. You'll be speaking to Selassie, who is the country director, and your donations can be made to him. So call 020-8077-674 and have a conversation with Selassie to support this very, very, very important event. A year Rotary Club, Accra Industrial Area, Cantonment, and the second data for a year, yadi and some ebre adofo anapay. Na anapay ni mo abrantie bi ewo menchen a meneno edi enkomo. Na senia emire bi John Eka say am I fit to wash your feet? And I used to catch and say, Twasso, wash my feet. I'm a pay open you be element chain. More time every ETV there. Munim no, CFNO, the love doctor. The love doctor. I'm a pay all men chain. Now, munim ni dian kasa, and nobody ni dian kasa. The love doctor. All men chain. Adrian?
Chairman.
Morning.
Good morning, Big Sam.
Na adom design of
you are TSA, TSA.
Kwame Dam to Semen Kanjo say, is here, no, we need a new machine. See, the only India group, we could not see open now. Would you see? I see horn man or Bahanum say.
Machine ben or kind.
What's a machine? Yeah,
the Yama Bruno.
Machine to me.
Say, and yeah, the Yama Bruno, so found van a broom, Bayama.
I think maybe not anymore as a dream, maybe not anymore as love doctor. But for one more move show, one more follow, now who you are in terms of your real name. I dream your hire.
Me ba show your friend Justice Boache Dankwa. No na ye me din a me se enimi ni e de to me. Ye wo me kwesi danso ntia na me ye ta afa me kwesi ka ho na. Eno an ye de afa me fin kwalabe ma besi ne. Nti me din ankasa pa de Justice Boache Dankwa, but me nyi no na on say Justice Boache Dankwa, as a matter of fact here to me Joseph. Me papa to me Joseph.
Okay.
To me Joseph Boache Dankwa.
Wow.
But unfortunately for me, no, I no sanko to me Chiba Mary. And I call the same school. Until at a point na school near Femi, Yesu Papa.
Yesu Papa.
Na ya Femi ni ane Yesu Mami. Until me decided on my own, say me Samedi. Until said those days in Soko school, I na ye were register or until from class now me wanted to the next class. Instead of writing Joseph, no, and I'm a sure Justice and a Kai. Simple as that. Mrs. San used to Papa Dean fees when I'm
interested.
Yeah,
interested.
So that's how. Intimidian Kasa, a woman Justice Boache Dankwa.
It's good to have you on the show.
Nice having you two, boss. But
oh, you're popular.
Oh, sir.
You're popular, brutal.
Now, boss, you're popular, chairman. So, I'm not going to be
and you're not going to be in Comono.
Ah,
in Comono.
Oh, okay.
Comono.
Okay.
So, my catcher Cosby said, say, you best swap it.
Me cry, me decided said that crow, car, obey ya. Na, me no, me baha, ya, na me sha. Pepe see a go, me can back where we are no more upon show. A bad day, so beat me a better now. Into the Bayama make a kind of naka crown say, Missy and Rammy done and I'm mamma sorry, net on say, yeah, done it. Yes, sorry, I know how much is sorry, I need him.
And I don't know.
Yeah, acquires a bay for and I don't call.
Yansa Terry, Yandrew Hope. Yanin Como. I'm not from ETV, I'm follow in bed with our dream. For some time now, it's been off for a while. And Nyamiadum, we are bringing it back. It's coming back with a bang. How do you feel about?
Very, very, very good, and I feel excited. Yeah, penny forces or back where you are so China will see. As a matter of fact, within 3 months, near this year, when I feedbacks be I see a corrected, and you may be I see a DB come I see EBB film. Until you got to see a dream when you're penny for. Baby, I could do ne say yes, I am. Na yeba near the near my baby, na be room. Now me di can say I say fried rice money man, o di jene kakra, o di yura kakra gumuna chese near man no dos on ye room. Say possible say a hokra na be or yamon, obetimi hu ebia a drain in pool with 100 women. Na chese ye body mu wo ha chese ye answer questions be fi amanfo fi di abane ade nti enye ma na do so
ni so muti aka
o say
ye be mo akoda pu mu ye betina hanum sei na wo de akoda pu mu na ma se wo be no wine
by all miss man no wine wo nsuo ni
ene ni so muti aka
o say but I don't say anything
ade o
enye bete
ene uni bibi wo betina na me ko o mu tia me kakra de bepe
sa o ene enye ne sa
o de o bra na me ko anadwo no
e na bo so baby bed nsu nya ba bia fafa
well in bed with a dream show na nkasa na chichire mu what's the idea behind the show?
Okay, idea ni nyina ne say ye try say ye be ma relationships are better in the sense relationships do o ha ya na e bia empasogoro kekenti na wawe bi egu just few days ago adwuma mu he ya lady bi ba ha na the problem on the buyer pa even though it was on radio the problem on the buyer pa was just empasogoro enkoyie wo ne kunu ntem nti and because of that na wawe ni egu enti ye nhyehyɛ ne sɛ ye be try sɛ ye be ma amanfo ahu sɛde ye ne yie number 1 afi nso ododie ne ya na amanfo dwen sɛ ɛtɔda ye kasa hunu na keke medɔ no keke ye wo eniema etimi spicy relationship a ebe ma na gina relationship bia benya problems our real empathy problems wo but problem ne ba how to solve it and how to make sure say ubetimi aso ano eno no mo so ye kyerɛkyerɛ o dwumadie no so ɛna tɔda nso a ɛyɛ ana kasa keke etimi gu awawe kasa bi wɔ hɔ a o ka kyerɛ wukunu kasa bi wɔ hɔ a o ka kyerɛ oyire ɛne ade saa nneɛma nyinaa yɛ nneɛma yɛ problems ɛwɔ amanfo relationship mo enti saa nneɛma ne yaboaboa no sɛ sɛde atie biara no yɛbɛtimi abɔ yɛ ho mmɔden na yɛtimi asolve saa problems na ma on TV what you say enti yɛde ɔmo a sɛbe ɔmo wɔ experience in certain areas ɛna ɛba ɛna sɛde na meka no because say yɛ call break no yɛ call break sɛ yɛ kɔdwendwen nneɛma ho nti sɛ ni yahu so sɛ ɛsɛ sɛ yɛde professional counselors ɛnyɛ counselors kɛkɛ professional counselors counselors ni bi wɔ hɔ mo yɛ bɔɔla yɛde professional ones bɛba betimi ama problem na ɔwɔ no bɛhu sɛ ano yi ankasa ni ɛna yɛde bɛma professional solution enti ubetimi anya emfaso bebree ɛwɔ embed with adwene na kyɛ sɛ bibia akoyi ɛde wo relationship
new additions in my just kakra new additions new
sadia me kan ye no say the professional counselors beba most of the times I feel so ye be make sure say the more celebrities will be on the show and the next other thing very important ne say nye da bia na ye betena studio ha aye show no etoda ye hwe na say kumase for I ready and near Bakumase, near pe beautiful hotel be, say swimming pool be near Kumase mano, near boom, near Yatana, near Dinkomo, and near my cost woman relationship, one bit me bisa questions, near answer near the other nature say, ama almost problems on one or Matimiaka, na ya chre yensu ya dream, and near yensusie, and I feel so professional answers are, as I say at the moment, near their mom, na a timia solve a problem, ever hope. What you say inti now no ye be ko ye be obi be say ye be ye friend say obi na ya mo friend no ye be ye no so more and afi ye be make sure so say ye be nya time so ne o makasa on the show more because time no class say the kakra ka ho say the be ya o mo betimi afre and na ye timi ne o ma di community no ye the kakra ka ho a say no eniema no edoso kama
ma me fa ba ko a mo amondwene ho a mo de be hyem no me de hyem mo ano pay
ka kyerɛ me na me
eno no ye ohu se sisi a no ntena empa no so biem me no ma be da ho ne ge no adam pa ne so ama
na me ma tena nkyɛn
na me ni roro me ni roro on pa ne so
adam be tai
wo de so na me ne ge no ohu ye roro on pa ne so na se wo ti akonya den bi so wa kyerɛ now we be questions no but na me dey ne dey
mentina konwa den so ase wa konwa all right but the ya na manfo ntiase ne say ya na manfo kan na e na otempa so no be miamia e na otempa so no as a matter of fact show you start here I had a lot of issues because of the fact say oba timachi e na o miamia me but the idea and the concept ni na ne say I joined the love doctor me na me ye odo doctor no me ne me yire e wo ye dem na manfo de omo problems ba na me invite omo ebetimi ama omo answer say ye ni ho nkomo it is my bedroom
yes
na me ne me yire wo ho na me nya ahoho but me mpam me yire say nkomo na ye bedi na ye edan mu nkomo ntino wo ko kitchen no say me yire da mechi because empanifo say your friend say bema ye say obi o ye successful no ya no ba gina nachi sa na ye ka no nti ese so ba gina mechi na me ntimi ye successful in my dealings for my bedroom nti the idea na no nyese sebi ya na manfo kan na oba da wachi no miamia na mpacha oyire da wachi o dem a de na so ye
interesting we there off the say yini show ne ko sana ujaf ni butimi fu
nyame anim no kra nie asema me ka nyame anim no kra na with all seriousness onim say free say me start show yi ebi nsi da minya erection on set da.
Hey,
I'm telling you, ena omo ameni omo ye adwuma, cameramen, producers ni ade a ewa around no. Onim say ode say eya abisa omo, sometimes omo timi bisa say na masa na ade ye adwuma de. Even girls na da me chini bi timi bisa say eh na ade because me say masa ye wo ha ohun adwen a ye de te ha no enye no ne ye de tena efi ye wo ha se ye be kyerɛkyerɛ ye bi we are here to educate nti ha no enye time a me be dwen said ye wo so mi mu no said ye say me nya feeling no me main focus ne say me de ensempa e betimi ama manfo aware ayeye e de amom nti me deliver me nhwe machimpo sometimes me timi kofie na makohwe scenes ni bi me say eh nti oye me say me am timi bi say me say hey easy. But there's been few times if on set, meeting me say baby and sano kono. I say yeah too much. Me make us madam me yire no but me wenina hold on kaka because baby I call it the masa ya na nye better.
Anyway, I think I do a feeling not to say more about ever Happy Morning shows live on ETV live on Happy 98.9 FM, listen 95.9 and 100.1. And I pay you need the Love Doctor and Aiding Como in bed with Adrian and Aiding Como. Adrian, you did competition Ebana we no first show in Edabang, the new show no.
And you may
a
bonum du pepepa. Metemem paso ne me dofo. And I pay me guest. You be doing common. And come I ye na say, Nancy, come here as a man for said, dear Ben toys. Yeah, and I'm in person me body. And a dear Ben toy, dear Ben toy.
Your body no sex toys.
Sex toys are seven.
Yes, your body no sex toys.
Inti sex toys. No, a man no you swama or majensem. Maybe no why sabi one casound in Peduani ye jumana. Na I say on TBM because we are no near the any more ding. Inti ye betchre said ye ubetimi ama udofo massager and kakra pressure now the be man of some body parts no ebetimi ama sa ne ye man kra no obehu say ehun hyeda ni mfaso e be ma bebre nim say eno ane pam mewi na bi enema nketenkete bi wo ho itimi spice ya de no ema ebia even if we 5 minutes eno kwa ye normal we 2 minutes mpo a ubetimi a massage udofo to the point say na dwen mu beda ho say kono ano na che say bibi nso epie
ebi okay we say 5 minutes na normal
no. Oh, 5 minutes here normal.
The normal sex period no 5 minutes in normal.
As a matter of fact, ebi mpo kire say okobe 3 minutes kwa normal.
Hey. Incident na isia de mai yamana is 1 hour.
Say normal no na okodi e kire nso na say wa nyusu adwen ne kakra. No ntini e kire wa nyusu adwen ne kakra. Ebi a wo be 30 years a. Ebi a be do 40 no na che say adwuma e say ode your friend is saying 30 years here no o de 10 years aye na fe wa na wasan ba from na fe ye be san twetwe na e so ba me san boawo e ma gina na so nti ni nyina ye kyerɛkyerɛ e so timi hu nyansa ye de ye adwuma no e wo mpa so because wa hwɛ yi a unu
wow
kwan no wa e ya wade nti kwan no e wa pa
one of the episodes no I am on discuss senior and name memoaba omufandro
no ye
one so many emma ekoda
one major problem e koso pa wa Ghana nem
en Ghana
nkwala o enye mpanimfo
en Ghana
nse nka wunyi mpo na memfa ne se 50 years ho ko na bia uhia support kakra bia ye friend say support afi nuane mu ni haban mamu ni ade a nka nye bad but enei mitimi nya call 21 years was me hiamwa. And sometimes I ask, what could be the problem? We no nyina no ye be discuss na ye de nimdifo a wo ho ideas na nyansa pa what solution and so to their problems no e be ba na o ma be kyerɛkyerɛ na ye nyina ye suade o because enkwala no ba anhwɛ be du ba bi no Ghana ma o mbebra nso manya bi
yo adwen And I pay you better say you're 2 years after now. And then I TV no then.
And at 10 p.m.
Yes,
you be massage no so live. When say me show ne dey ye nye bibi am fancy massage no oba no obeba no so timi say body ni tem kama. Bibi atem na professional massage therapist na.
Me ankasa me offer me ho say mu nyusu me.
Me pa cho ye ntimi nyusu ya ye plans dada. Tinachire na hwe. Oh yeah, boy, wouldn't by force. Yeah, man, the oba no so timi say or body a chire in nyam ni chire nyam nyina. And a professional massage therapist na ba no oye obi a wa bin wo mu akwada oye celebrity massage therapist enti oye well known. And oba be ye djuma esombo amagana for ahwe. Enti ena nwume dey, don't miss the show seriously. It's going to be fun.
Medos and pay seminar when you begin.
Mr. Bedasi be minia.
I catch a Yansabo say Nadia Omo.
Sao Shitaba na.
Be any shita. Medos and pay inti minia Justice Boache Dankwa and I pay mini in bed with Adrian and at 10 p.m. sharp. New season, new episode. I day April or month for and then you may know. Ampaya Aja. And no more I won't be discussing it will be mind blowing and I wouldn't want you to miss it. And so I encourage you to be a part of the conversation. Tonight, I say it's not about what you think, but it's about ensuring there is happiness, there is joy in your home. That's the essence of the show. Do you want to break the chain of infested homes and unsafe, pest-free environment? Look no further. Dofnum Fumigation is your one-stop company for all your fumigation and cleaning services. They offer result-oriented fumigation professional services. Bia minia eboa ema bibia ekoye enti se ofie na ebia sonkrunsu hawo interfere hawo ntuntum na hawo anase ticks ana fleas hawo dwena me pacho eno anse on Dofnum for ebedi enkomo na maboa wo na bibia akoye. They also offer professional services and so about the cleaning services that ninya no wo mo edebre omanfo nti office residential area or farm or shipyard or restaurant all other places ninya no they can help you fumigate and clean these areas. So from our 050-407-1884 and our 03-42-292-812. One more NUBD and come on. Dofnum Air Fumigation Services. They are the pest control aspects that you can trust. Yet also, not CBG for saying, can just say they have introduced a new application to make life easy for you and convenient whilst you embark on your regular transactions. Phone, so and whether you have an Android phone, whether you have an Apple, all you simply have to do is to install the CBG application on your phone and you're good to go. About the transactions, so your Momo transfer, so check your balance, say all pay your balance, say whatever you want to do, it can all be done with a CBG mobile application. And why don't you install it today and start using it? Over to me, Aquam website www.cbg.com.gh and I say from 0302 216 000. One more anybody come on now, more access to senior and normal AC etie ewohonum. Digital marketing has become an integral part of your day-to-day activities. Whether you're doing business or you're not doing business, it's important you have an understanding and appreciation of how to harness the power of social media. Obi to Telegram or to Twitter. Onim senior ibit me use machine no and I say fidie no ade enya more customers. And your digital marketing masterclass we see your bro. E-Academy and this masterclass we omo ade bro. Enti bomodin say onyomo ebedin komo 02022222092 and I say Oba Asalam da Hanim say also we're Happy FM on our ETV Ghana. We'll be here to address or concerns be one in Chechemu kakra at the abroad. Ene awie Ampaya Adra Tema Community 1 ene ye kodi dwumane e free Happy on Wheels epa ben and 1 to 5 Dompra and the team no one more edge media ne ebro ewo Tema Community 1 ne nyina ye kwetena na ye di insawoso ene ye MC ye PRO ye station masters ye MPP NDC for more ye no mu nyina edin komo fa senior normal ACL ko ewo Tema impo ene enkran hanom say and is afi ena do feeding at one say na so we bia o time follow a year normal war happy FM so na say onim say every between 1 and 5 no de ekoso anesa anopai justice if you hanom say no Minya Kwame Bodin so abekaminsa or managing director of Ingenious Africa and pay menino edin komo afa aye Corona Live TV series na Corona Live aye TV series no aye den minya panyi wa haide na enkomo no and e sha ase anopai onia good morning but what na anopai no want to say e dey radio say ikukomo kakraka yeni komo enfa aye Corona aye Corona Live TV series no yeni enkomo emfa ho a series by
coronavirus that's 2020
yes
na munso na there's say ubia nya adrimpa education
and I'm saying no babo it's allowed it's allowed for you to blend the two so it's allowed yeah it's allowed yeah it's allowed
at that time na
all right once our old kosono I mean chop to just for a second na menkai omam for say mass word in the year 2023 there no ebe also enti minia don't waste time don't delay somebody answer onsusu no babeti 500 Ghana cedis ni nyamepa ya share next year 14th of February on the for Mawai FL so and remember back to the street in comment na what church about the Corona Life
at that time no not just say obia educated and so obonibeka because that was the first step. So prevention is better than cure.
Indeed.
And now you're drinking when I say on our side, what can we do?
Okay.
We say what we do, the media are no payment. We say when you have what church and MLP, when sex education crab which
yeah.
And you're drinking when you say okay. What if say you show typical if setting? Now you share a wife woman or a couple.
Okay.
And how they live their life and how the things they do to prevent the coronavirus from being infected.
Okay.
At that time, also, there were lots of restrictions.
Indeed.
And first of all, no, say, see, your baby visa, and I say 500 years, say, how many people can we use?
Okay.
Say, your cost setter. Set na kasa no cry, you bet me a contract here for her.
Yeah.
And first of all, he decided, say, we use me and pay. A husband and a wife.
Interesting.
And then, your crew, no, so now it should be very minimal. I'm saying probably 5 or 6 pay. Normally I say maybe 15.
Yeah.
And step by step, day by day. So you see there hand washing, sanitizing, social distancing, wearing your mask and so on. Until say even for instance vaccine no buy. These 4 were the main protocols. I say BRT and when say experience has shown you say we try there with the fat TV so the fat drama so na nyama na kofi mu amount 40 ase more.
Indeed. Interesting. Minim say more ewo cinema idea. More categorize it. Say be a action, say be a drama, say be a comedy, say be a say category being and we are falling in.
Okay, everything drama.
Drama.
But with a lot of comic undertones. So when you play issue here, we say Mr. Richard ne Gloria Safo.
Okay.
And to women know a couple. When you one pair, a stress them.
Yeah.
Now, when the person try there, now, what they are stress them fra, now, yeah, easier.
Easier.
At that time, and also, no BBI, who see the woo, said, you know, and now, apart from say a better there, now, I see a program, no will be a month for sure, but more in Egypt. Now, you see heaviness, never.
Okay.
And a drama, but with lots of comedy.
All right, interesting. Until how many episodes and you were
okay, at the time you AP in the I think a bit me about 26. Some will be sure.
Yeah.
We did close to 26 episodes.
Interesting. So Yambra show na ye ETV no, and the choice to work with ETV.
Okay.
What informs that? Say you collaborate with ETV for such a big project as Sir Timothy.
And first of all, I can say let's start Sunday. Sunday, 3rd April, and it will be at 8:30 p.m. in Namibia.
Yeah.
Now, I said, I didn't say yes, I show. Send president just a few days ago said to say near Mwago, Nipa 75. But we shall just say Corona life say a cockra. We shall say serious no corner. We will be beset with viruses and all these matters going forward.
Indeed.
You see, now you're smart. Now, especially with personal hygiene. So, young colonial, you sit and be a horonsa. The corona, I think you says a horonsa in here. You see, the sanitizing cracker. And first of all, we think they're very important. Say we go back and learn these things and make it become a habit. Just the corona and alcohol, just until we thought it was very important to start showing. But coming to ETV, me share mo juma dia, anyway, especially because we see Madam for power. Now, me visioner or until because I say, look, not only corona life ne be wa. On say engineer say ejuma pa, say in kind of Sun City ni Sun City or Mamba Power Solutions. Ne me aduma ni nia ba fa. And then you want one scribe, and we intend to collaborate with you to do high quality, show high quality Ghanaian content. TS started with the good ones I ordered out. Yes, the drinks are still no. It's me the chat there. It's me the BNP penny. It's me the mama for sorry. And here they started. Now, Yami Aduma, you're more at Wasu. Because if you listen to TV for and you hear more direction now, more person show quality.
Indeed.
Indigenous content with quality. And that's what we stand for. And Tipana,
all right. For Obi, I'll join a conversation in later. Into Castano,
mainly Mr. Richard. Osebeko, Nicholas. Nipa me and me and Sebi Friday. But one me and the main. And like I said, at that time, no, yes, social distancing, may share, Niama, in the air, say, you and I say, you're far wandering. Yes, the cast should be as minimal as possible. One me and then there's a few crew near the end. Look out for Mickey and Gloria.
Dates near the bank.
Started Sunday, 3rd April, 8:30 p.m.
8:30 p.m.
Sunday in Arabia.
Okay.
After 3rd, now 10th, and so on and so forth.
For each episode, no, it lasted how long?
Oh, it's a 30-minute package.
Okay.
At the end of the day.
That's fine. That's fine. And you know, Oman for you Master Richard, you taxi driver. How interesting it was. I believe that there was another popular one that Oni Gloria Safo were in there. What's
Daddy Botana.
I think
if you I don't know about Mickey, so no, if you maybe but Gloria now.
No, it was Gloria rather and
Gloria
Kofori. It was Gloria and Kofori. And so it promises to be very exciting, very educative, and very informative as well. Like he rightly said, even before COVID-19, the NCCE was running ads on TV and on radio. You remember the song? Even when I was a child, imagine he's saying as a child. I mean, they had all these things running. So it's important that we still learn these things. It's important that we still keep these habits of washing our hands with soap and the running water. And then there's a lot you learn when you follow the show. Chief, what will be your final words to our viewers and our listeners?
Okay, as we are talking about corona life, especially, I mean, like I said earlier, you see coronavirus is receding, but we're still out here. China, but and my advice is still protocols, they bit me maintaining, maintaining. Easy.
Yeah.
And the end, I say, Kaya, and so be a catcher. Now, now was sanitizer cacao bottom, so ultimately, Yakaka. Now, twice yes, a bedia boy.
Everybody, I pay Ebedoasi, say, it's 3 and suffer now by an evening come.
That's you.
And you're for a short breather. Yababaka, I told you this morning was going to be a different morning, and so far, it's been a different morning. It's been fun, it's been exciting, it's been engaging, and it's not ending yet because I have kids join me, and I love kids. I love kids so much. And so I have kids join me this morning, and all we are going to do is we are going to be reading and reading. I'll tell you much more after this break.
Never ever
is trekked down the hill deep into the caves of the long foregons, never ever to return again. Alas, the tent of mourners and our eyes filled with unseasoned tears. Miti mewo mewo makumetu sese mi fie. Eja can. If you can, why not find your way back to this beneath of the sun? For shadows of the night. Then where you left us at the banks of the deep rivers, we still see it, reminiscing the dead days of our lost joy. Speak into the microphone. The umbers of the night is cast upon our land. So our souls are caged in fears, and our eyes filled with unseasoned tears. Eja Khan, they say he too has trekked down the hill, deep into the cave of the long foregons. Alas, the tent of mourners in our land, and our joy turned into sorrows. Oh, Pawada, mete mewo mewo makumetu, sese mi fie. Ow, Eja Khan. If only you can hear my voice and return unto this beneath of the sun, the joy you shall bring to our hearts. For at the banks of the deep rivers where you chose to desert us, we still sit reminiscing the dead days of our lost joy. We hear the chirps of the birds. We see the arms of the trees dance to the silent tunes of the air. But why we are left with songs of sorrow. If only you can hear my voice, we crave that you, Eja Khan, come beneath the sun for life to be lived again. Oh, Pawada, it's a mewo makumetu,
Soothing, calms your nerves. Beautiful flute being played there. The poetry, the recital, beautifully done. And I'm sure you're wondering, they started this morning and it's all about current affairs. How come now we are hearing such good sounds on radio and TV? Yes, you're hearing because I have got guests in the studio. And what are we here for? We're here because tomorrow, God willing, is a very important day in the lives of our children. It's the International Children's Book Day, and I've got guests for us to celebrate our kids tomorrow, but we're doing it today. There's a reason why we are doing this, and that's to bring about the idea of how important reading is and why we should inculcate the culture of reading in our children. And so I have Kezia Agbenyega with me, who is a publisher and author, relations manager, World Reader, West Africa. Oswald Okaite, who is executive director, Ghana Reads Initiative and poet. And so do I have in the studio with me Sandra Oyeboa, who is editor, Adwensa Publications Limited. And I also have some beautiful kids in the studio with me. And I pay one more and then we back in kind and no makakra our studio Hanum say. And we'll be reading a very, very fantastic book. The artwork alone takes you way back into the days of Kwekwanansi stories. And I remember when we were kids, Cricketer Soldier. I remember those days. Anyway, so Sandra, you're welcome. Oswald, you're welcome. Kezia, you're welcome. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning.
And how are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Right. You can't complain. There's nothing to complain when the kids are around. Yes. Anyway, so it's good to have you in the studio. And today we have our kids with us. But in welcoming you, I'll just take a word from all of you as to the celebration that would happen tomorrow. Its relevance and how important it is. And then we may begin with you coordinating for us this morning to read the book we have today. So let me start with you, Kezia. While we are here, the essence of book reading, few words.
Well, I think book reading is very important for children. Research has shown that when children pick up reading habits from a very young age, they grow with it and it becomes a part of their lifestyle. Our educational system in Ghana has largely become examination oriented and pleasure reading has been put aside. But pleasure reading is very important because it doesn't teach the children just what they need to know in school. It gives them other skills or other forms of knowledge that they may otherwise not learn in school. So I think celebrating this day is very important, one, for the kids to know that, okay, so this is something that is celebrating books for us, so we are supposed to take reading seriously. And then again, it's for us, the adults, to know that our children reading is very important and we have to make sure that they are able to pick up these reading habits at a very young age so that they can grow with it.
Oswald?
Well, for me, coming from Ghana Reads perspective, Ghana Reads Initiative perspective, I feel once we make children understand the reason why they need to read, it gives them the ability to be independent, to be analytical, and then of course we have a very good means to communicate whatever we want to communicate to them. So it must not always be about this conscious effort of trying to make them understand, because once they begin to understand the power of reading, and then they become avid readers, of course, then it becomes a reason for us to channel most of the socialization process through all of that. And then again, it helps to boost our literary industry. You get me? And so the children will have to know that, of course, if I'm reading the book, it's just like watching a movie. So the movie without adverts continuously and almost all of that. And it helps to really shape them, to stay them away from social vices, almost all of that. So I think first and foremost, it helps them to be independent. They know they have to follow books to get knowledge, so that they know that the teachers who teach them are not magicians from the skies, but they have to read to get that knowledge. And then makes them become analytical, to how to analyze. Because once you read, you analyze the story, you try to bring it to reality. So of course, so these are two main things I look at.
All right, Sandra.
Okay, Kezia has already spoken about how the role that it plays, pleasure reading plays in helping them in their education. So what I'm going to add is the social advantages of that. So if we encourage pleasure reading, what it's going to do for the children is that it's going to build their communication skills, and in that they are able to express their ideas and build their confidence in society. So wherever they find themselves, they are able to effectively express themselves, and the ideas don't just end up just like ideas. It's able to come up, they're able to express it in writing and in other forms. So pleasure reading will not only enhance their performance in the class in the long run, but it's also going to enhance their confidence in society. And I'm not just going to end there. You know, organizing programs that cannot be sustained is where the challenge is. So I'm going to encourage us all. I'm happy that some of their teachers are here, so they'll take home with them. And for everybody who is watching us right now, what I can add is that organizing programs occasionally doesn't really help, but sustaining the programs is what helps, because in order to build a habit, it has to be a repeated pattern. So yes, that's what I have to say. So we should encourage it. Parents, teachers should encourage it, and those people who are engaged in promoting reading programs or organizing reading programs should try as much as possible to make it as frequent as possible. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for the few words you've given us this morning, but I also would add that culturally it helps, because I don't remember the last time I saw a book with this, for want of a better word, village setup, where you find the animal having a conversation with a man. We used to have that with Nana Ampadu when he sings about, you know, animals and man, and, you know, creates that symbolization with, you know, values and principles from our cultural orientation in there. And so it's brought me back, you know, fond memories of the days when we used to read lots of Kokwanasi. I don't know whether there are Kokwanasi stories out there, or there are even videos, or it's just recently, last 2 weeks, I spoke to a professor from the University of Ghana, and they have, you know, plays that they do, and it all has to do with Kokwanasi and the rest of them. But I'm happy that you've taken the bold initiative and that you are championing the cause when it comes to book reading in the society. The rest of the task I'll leave to the three of you. As to how we are going to approach the book reading this morning, I'll leave the three of you. Along the way, I'm sure you give me a page to also read, because I don't remember the last time I also read in class. So at this point, I'll hand over the, how do I even put it, the control to the three of you, so that we can begin the reading exercise this morning. But when it becomes necessary for me to also read any page at all, then you prompt me and I'll join. But I believe it would most be appropriate if we get a kids to also introduce themselves, the school they are coming from and all.
Okay, so yes, so you can introduce yourselves there. Your name and the school.
Queen Star Judy.
Raise your voice for me, all right?
Queen Star Judy Nagatlips from Hampstead Academy.
All right, that's fine.
Cornelius Bentum from Hampstead Academy.
Okay, please speak into the microphone for me, all right?
Cornelius Bentum from Hampstead Academy.
All right.
Benedict Copson from Hampstead.
Benedict, I want to hear you again.
Benedict Copson from Hampstead Academy.
Okay.
Rebecca Abbey from Hampstead Academy.
Christabel Yani from Hampstead Academy.
Benjamin Lai from Glorious Prince Academy.
Samuel Ponsa from Glorious Prince Academy.
Berikote from Glorious Prince Academy.
All right, so at least they've done some introduction for us, and so over to you, Joe Latte.
Okay, so I'm here with Kezia, who's from World Reader. I'm sure maybe by the time we close, she'll be able to shed some light on World Reader, what they do, because in times like this where we're struggling to get books, World Reader itself becomes a library on phones in the digital space. And I'm here with the editor from Abjinsan. Abjinsan specializes in children's book. So around this celebration, I think it's one of the
major stakeholders we have to bring on board. And so this book, which is titled Efua and the Magic Calabash, published by Jinsa Publications Ghana Limited, is what we have chosen for this morning. And unfortunately, we are not going to finish reading everything. We want people to go and get the books and read.
Okay.
And so I read and I hand over the microphone to my colleagues. And at a point in time, we get some from the children to also join us read. So I start. Efua and the Magic Calabash. Efua was a very beautiful girl.
Author.
That is with Patience O. Vomawo.
Okay,
I
because
thought I mentioned
I remember those days. That was what they asked of us.
No, it's very, very
you should know
critical.
the author, you should know the publisher, and yeah.
Very, very important. I think I missed that one. Mention the title, the publisher, the author. Auntie Patience, forgive us. Efua and the Magic Calabash. Efua was a very beautiful girl. She was, however, an orphan because both her father and mother were dead. Her father died when she was a baby and she was cared for by her mother. When Efua was 2 years old, her mother also died. Efua was sent to her aunt who offered to care for her. The name of Efua's aunt was Mamiya, who lived in a cottage with only few huts and few people. Mamiya had never had any child to live with her in the house. Mamiya was very wicked and never treated Efua kindly. She often beat Efua and sometimes refused to give her food to eat.
Efua was a very hard-working girl, but Mamiya was a very lazy woman. At dawn, before the cock crowed, Mamiya woke Efua up from sleep and gave her a broom to sweep the big compound alone. After this, she swept the kitchen and the bedrooms. She carried the rubbish to the rubbish dump, threw it away, and hurriedly got home to clean the plates, bowls, dishes, and the ladles. When Efua finished this work, Mamiya gave her a big pot to fetch water from the riverside and filled the bigger pots in the house with water. Anytime she returned late from the riverside, Mamiya would take a big cane and beat her until she had swellings all over her body.
After Efua had finished doing her morning chores, Mamiya gave her a little garri and pepper. Efua ate this for her breakfast as well as for her lunch and supper. While Efua ate breakfast and hot pepper, Mamiya ate banku and okra stew or beans and fried ripe plantain or fufu and palm nut soup. On Saturdays, Mamiya gave a cutlass and a rope to Efua to go to the forest alone to fetch firewood home. The forest was a long way from the house and it was also full of strange and dangerous insects, snakes, birds, and other animals. Even though Efua was afraid, she had to go and return early enough so that Mamiya would not beat her. On Saturday morning, after Efua had finished doing her household chores, she collected the cutlass, rope, and her usual food, garri and hot pepper, and left for the forest. She also took along a bottle of water because there was no water in that part of the forest.
When Efua reached the forest, she cleared a small area under the shade of a big tree and put her food there. She covered it with her cloth and started cutting the firewood nearby. As Efua cut the firewood, the cutlass produced a beautiful song which rang through the forest. Kong, kong, kong. Efua enjoyed this music so much that she did not fear anything while in the forest alone. Anytime she stopped cutting the firewood, the forest became quiet. She could hear only the birds singing. When she started to cut the firewood again, the beautiful song of the cutlass echoed through the forest. Kong, kong, kong. Can we have Queen Star?
That day, Efua worked so hard that she gathered a lot of firewood. She became tired, hungry, and thirsty. She decided to eat, drink, and have some rest before going home. She therefore went under the tree, removed the cloth from the food, spread it on the ground, and sat down on it. She took the food and was about to eat when she saw something huge standing before her. It was a tortoise. Efua was so frightened that she could not speak. She fixed her gaze on the tortoise as she sat shivering with fright. But the tortoise smiled and said to her, "My daughter, don't be afraid, for I will not hurt or harm you in any way. What do you have in the bowl and in the bottle?"
Okay, thank you. Can we have someone from Glorious Springs?
Efua became relieved and answered the tortoise, "I have gari and hot pepper in the bowl and water in the bottle." The tortoise said to her, "I am a mother tortoise. I am very hungry and thirsty, so kindly give me a bite of your food and some water to drink." Efua said to Mother Tortoise, "The food will not be enough for both of us, but I shall give you because you are very hungry. You can also have the water." Mother Tortoise got the food and ate all and drank all the water too. Then she said to Efua, "Thank you, my daughter. You have saved my life today. Come, follow me to my house."
Thank you. So,
Efua wondered why Mother Tortoise had invited her, but she followed Mother Tortoise to her house in the forest. When they reached the hut, Mother Tortoise gave Efua a stool to sit on. She brought out a very beautiful calabash from under her bed and spoke to it softly. "Pretty calabash, give me water to drink." Immediately, the calabash was filled with water to the brim. Mother Tortoise gave the water to Efua to drink. After Efua had finished drinking the water, she said to Mother Tortoise, "Mother Tortoise, I must hurry home because I am very hungry." But Mother Tortoise told her not to worry herself about food. She took the calabash and said to it, "Pretty calabash, give me some food to eat." Immediately, to the surprise of Efua, the calabash again was filled with rice, stew, meat, and fried eggs. Mother Tortoise gave them to Efua. Efua became very happy and ate till she could eat no more. She had never eaten anything so delicious in her life. She thanked Mother Tortoise and asked permission to go home. Mother Tortoise gave the calabash to Efua and said, "My daughter, get this calabash and take it home. It is your reward for saving my life. If ever you need anything, ask the calabash for it and you will surely get it. But take care it doesn't break. Take care so it doesn't break."
Efua was very happy when she received the calabash. That was the happiest day in her life. She thanked Mother Tortoise and said goodbye to her and left the hut. She put the calabash on her back and carried it like a baby. She sang, clapped her hands and danced all the way back to where the firewood was. She picked the bundle of firewood up and carried it home. She hid the calabash under her bed so that Mameya would not see it. When Mameya returned to the house later and saw Efua, she became very angry because Efua stayed so long in the forest. She had waited for Efua for the whole day to come and cook for her. She asked Efua angrily, "Efua, why were you so late in coming home today?" The timid Efua replied, "Today, I had to go further into the forest before I could get enough firewood to bring home." Mameya became more angry with her. She took a big cane and beat her until she had swellings all over her body. She told Efua to go to bed without giving Efua anything to eat. When Efua entered her bedroom, she waited until Mameya fell asleep. She brought out the calabash from under her bed and spoke to it softly. "Pretty calabash, give me something to eat."
at once, the calabash was filled with fufu, soup, meat, and fish. She ate and ate till she could not eat anymore. Again, she spoke to the calabash softly. "Pretty calabash, give me some water to drink." This time, the calabash was filled with cool water. Efua drank it and put the calabash back under the bed and went to bed. The next day, before the cock crowed, Mameya woke up Efua from sleep and told her to do all the housework before daybreak. Mameya went back to sleep. As soon as Efua heard Mameya snoring, she went for the calabash from under her bed and spoke to it softly. "Pretty calabash, sweep this compound for me. Within a short time, the whole compound, the kitchen, and all the rooms had been swept clean. Again, Efua spoke to the calabash softly. Pretty calabash, fill this pot with water for me. In no time at all, the empty water tanks, and all the water containers in the house were filled with water. Efua again spoke to the calabash softly. Pretty calabash, wash these plates, bowls, and dishes for me. Before she finished speaking, every utensil in the kitchen was clean. Even the mortar, pestle, and the wooden ladles were looking nicer than the new ones sold on the market. When Mamiya woke up, she began to inspect everything in the house. Then she said, "Hey, today the house and the whole compound is very neat. Oh. All the cobwebs in the corners of the rooms and those hanging in the ceilings are all gone." She went to the kitchen and saw the plates and bowls and said, "Look at the plates, bowls, ladles, mortar, and pestles. They are shining like the stars in the sky." She went to the water pots and saw that they were all filled with water. She told Efua, "Today the water is clean and cold. You have worked very hard. This is how I want you to work every day."
Mamiya drank some of the water and realized it was better than what she had been drinking in the past. After the inspection, she called Efua and gave her some little gari and hot pepper for breakfast. Efua collected the food but did not eat it. When Mamiya was not looking, she threw the food away and entered the room and brought out the calabash from under the bed. She said to it softly, "Pretty calabash, give me some food to eat." Immediately, the calabash was filled with beans, fried ripe plantains, and sardines. Efua was very happy, but as soon as she started eating, Mamiya entered the room unexpectedly. When she saw Efua with the food in the calabash, she asked impatiently, "Where did you get this food from?" Efua could not give her an answer, and Mamiya got very angry with her, saying at the top of her voice, "You are a thief. You stole my money to buy this food. I shall kill you today." "I didn't steal your money. It is this calabash that gave me the food," Efua explained to Mamiya. "You are a liar. I don't believe that a calabash can produce food for anyone to eat," said Mamiya angrily. "But if it is true, then let the calabash produce another food just now."
So another person from the
Efua spoke to the calabash softly. "Pretty calabash, give me some food to eat." Before Efua had finished saying these words, the calabash was filled with different kinds of delicious foods. Mamiya would not believe her eyes as she saw the calabash full of different kinds of food. She became jealous and wished to have the calabash for herself and prevent Efua from enjoying food from it. She snatched the calabash from Efua and shouted at the top of her voice to the calabash, "Hey, calabash, give me some food quickly." But there was nothing in the calabash. She shouted again, but still there was no food in the calabash. When she shouted the third time, the calabash still remained empty. She became very angry and said to Efua, "You are a liar. I shall break this calabash today. You will never get any food to eat from it again."
Okay. So another person from Glorious Friends.
The poor girl started crying and begging Mamiya, "Please, aunt, don't break the calabash. It was a gift from Mother Tortoise, whom I met in the forest when I went to cut firewood. Mother Tortoise told me never to break this calabash. But Mamiya refused to listen to her. She rushed outside and took a big stone to break the calabash. Efua followed her, begging her not to smash a pretty calabash. But still, Mamiya did not listen. She quickly placed the calabash on another big stone and raised the stone in her hands to smash it, but she smiled, but she missed the calabash.
Okay, so can we have another person from Hampstead?
Suddenly, a huge tongue of fire shot out from the calabash and caught hold of Mamiye's cloth. She shouted in fear, screaming for help as the fire spread to all parts of her body. She started running, but everywhere she went, the fire followed her and burnt her. People came around to pour water on her, but the fire continued to burn her until she was reduced to ashes. Then the fire died out, leaving the calabash. After that day, the magic calabash lost its power and no longer produced food or anything for Ifua. However, Ifua did not suffer because a kind old woman took her and looked after her. She treated Ifua kindly and sent her to school. Ifua continued to be a hard-working girl as she had been. After some years, Ifua completed the university and became a very successful lawyer. She often defended the rights of the poor, especially orphans. She was later appointed by the government as a regional minister and was respected by all in her region.
All right, so that's a beautiful reading done by beautiful kids and then senior readers like yourselves this morning. But I'm sure it's not just about the story, but it's about the values and, you know, the essence, the story behind what we just read. Being cruel, being wicked to innocent people who may not have the opportunities therein if you are kind to people, especially at a time when Mother Tortoise had come and asked for food, and what she was going to give was what she gave to Mother Tortoise, which was, you know, some form of a temptation which had been given, and she passed. So there are lessons to be learned from these stories that we read. And so I'm sure around this time, we're going to go around the table and ask lessons we learned from the story. So again, Oswald, I'll come back to you. Lessons we learned from Ifua and the magic calabash.
Okay, so for me, as is well mentioned, of course, but once you're reading the story, you ask if Mother Tortoise had this magic element. Yeah. How come she had to go to for help? You get me? So that's to make us understand that, well, there are people who come our way not necessarily because they are in need of what they ask for, but it could be the gateway to our blessing. So people just want to check on our kindness. Of course, if you are not kind, you don't expect kindness in return. So that's one thing I picked. That yes, Mother Tortoise had a magic calabash somewhere, yet came to ask for help. You know, so that's what I picked from there.
Sandra.
Okay, so I'm going to do a bit on what Oswald just said from the point of Mother Tortoise meeting Ifua. So we know that Mother Tortoise had this calabash hiding in her heart, but then she had to turn to Ifua at that point in time. It also teaches us that no matter what you have, there might be a point in your life where you'll be in need. So no matter what you have or where you are, please be humble, because you never know when you're going to need the help of others.
Let me try and summarize that for you. You can have all the money in the world. Yeah. You can drive the Land Cruiser, but when your tire busts, you will need somebody who has not even 2 CDs, 3 CDs to help you fix your tire. Yeah. Most of the rich folks don't even know how to remove their car tire. And so the lesson you just shared, in summary. Kezia.
Well, what I picked from the story was, irrespective of what you're going through, it doesn't hurt to be kind or to be nice. Mamiya was mistreating Ifua, obviously, but in the story, we didn't see her do anything bad or reciprocate or be disrespectful because she wasn't treated right. She kept to her values and stayed respectful to her, even though she wasn't being treated right. And at the end of the day, she got her payment. Someone else took care of her and raised her, and she became who she had to be.
Interesting. All right, so kids, we will start from my beautiful lady here, and then it will go like that. So immediately she's done, automatically we pick it from there. So what did you learn, my dear? Who has the mic? Who has the mic? So yes, I'll start with you. Yes. What did you learn?
I learned that we shouldn't be jealous of people's stuff, like Mami did about the calabash.
Okay. Okay. All right.
I learned all step aunties and stepmothers shouldn't be wicked to their
Okay, I can
other
hardly
cousins.
hear you. I can
All
hardly hear you.
stepmothers and aunties shouldn't be wicked to their aunties' children.
All right.
I learned that we should be good to others.
I learned that we should be humble and kind.
I learned that we shouldn't treat people bad.
I learned we should care for others.
I learned that we should be helpful.
I learned that we should be hardworking.
Should be hardworking. All right. What did I learn? I learned that no situation is permanent. Tomorrow you may be a slave in somebody's house. The next day you'll be the lawyer defending the rights of individuals who have nobody to defend them. And so that's what I have learned. And we have 4 minutes to end our conversation. But I would address you as publishers and authors that I think that we should make a lot more effort to write. Because I don't remember the last time I heard Mamiya. I don't remember last time. We call ourselves by our
English
Christian names. Oh, Sami. Oh, Sandra. And since you sat here, I've just called you Sandra throughout. Kezia throughout.
But I'm Mamiya.
Yes. You know.
Yeah.
But if I knew you, Mamiya, it cements something as to your origins, as to where you're coming from. It would require for me to ask, Mamiya, you understand? And that tells me much more about who you are than just mentioning Sandra and then it goes away. I'm hoping that we should have contextualized books like these that represent Ghana, that represents Africa, so that when you are reading it, you know that this is the connection is real because you know this. So just an encouragement to you, those who write and those who publish, that as much as support may not be there, as much as you may not get on the pedestal that you hoped, you'd get to within that short period, but continuity is key. Today, Nana Ampadu is not here, but for me, I go on Spotify, I go on Deezer, and I download his music, and I listen. I was excited that in the absence of our books when it had not arrived, technology had allowed for all these to be online. And so our platform is yours. Anytime you're ready, just let us know to publicize your publications and everything so that we can help you put the Ghanaian story out there.
Okay, so to add, I think tomorrow we are going to climax this celebration. It's a partnership between Ghana Reads Initiative, World Reader Ghana, Global Media Alliance, Abjinsa, Pan-African Writers Association. So we're going to have a physical session, and then we're going to focus on books like this. I feel a lot of the children do not like reading, are not motivated to read because some of the books they read, they are unable to relate with. Because there are books that have come from far away and they are hearing snow, they are reading Snow, Mount Everest, they cannot relate with. But if you have books like this, Tortoise, Mamiya, Efua, and almost all of that, they get opportunity to appreciate whatever they are reading. And so tomorrow, which is the 2nd of April, which is International Children's Book Day proper, we are moving to Kolegono Community Library. And then we're having children from the community environs to have celebration. And then we are grateful to have the likes of Yom Vita, that care for children, coming in to refresh them. They are bringing the basket castle. So that brings me to some of the activities we are going to have. Tomorrow we are going to have activation about the World Reader. Like I mentioned, World Reader, I think when Kezia has the opportunity, she's going to mention.
Our time is
very
much
limited.
far spent.
Yes, it is a digital library that has almost all these books. And then we're going to have bounce and read. So Yom Vita is giving us a bouncy castle for the children to read and then bounce. We have read and play video game. We have Blast the Balloon to read. And then we have conversations and reading sessions tomorrow at Kolegono Community Library, starting from 10 a.m. to 1 noon. in the afternoon. Yes.
Quickly say this. You mentioned the availability of search books. I just want to say that Adrensa has an array of search books. So please go to our website. It's www.adrensa.net. Adrensa is ADWINSA. Adrensa. So www.adrensa.net. You find a lot of these books. Our catalogs are there. You just have to place an order, and then we are going to deliver it to you, especially the schools.
Okay. Kizia.
So what we do?
Is this your app?
Yes.
The one with the blue logo?
Yes, that's our app.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, that's fine.
So World Reader as well has a digital library of over 10,000 books. And what we do is we are in over 52 countries all over the world, and we source for relevant content in whatever context we are in. So in Ghana, we work with almost all the publishers. So if you go on our app, you would see local books that are relevant and within the Ghanaian context. Let me say the African context. So you'd find some Nigerian books for West Africa. You'd find West African books that are within our context that are relevant to the children here. And we do that because we want children to see a reflection of themselves in the books so they can identify with the characters, they can identify with the culture, they can learn a bit more about themselves and their environment through the books.
I'm grateful, Sandra, that you joined us this morning. Oswald, I'm grateful. Kezia, I'm grateful that you joined us. Kids, I am grateful that this morning you found space to come join us this morning on the show. We'll take some pictures after the show ends, and then tomorrow we'll join for us to do the book reading proper. You people didn't allow me to read some. But, well, all right, so on that note, I will thank you for being a part of the Happy Morning Show. We started at 5:30 a.m. I hand you over to Benya and the team. But this afternoon between 1 and 5 p.m., Epanhuadabeng is Community 1. That's where we would be, and it will be fire. Good morning.